This is Kyle. Kyle doesn't like junk food. Kyle doesn't do drugs. Kyle likes to work out. Do some good shit.
Please show me an hour with Valentino and Joe Pay. New York Guinea is on the loose. New York Guinea is on the juice. New York Guinea is all the truth. Please enjoy our show and maybe your masseuse is listening too, so give her a splooge. Greg and Joe, Joe and Greg, Joe and Greg, Greg and Joe. I can't come up with any lyrics, so just start the fucking show, bro. And let's hope our two guineas aren't a no-show. So now let's go.
And there's the
I'm sorry, Joe. I was just reading a magazine.
you're reading the magazine. Look at that.
Muscle Sport Mag. And if anybody
got one of
says
those.
this is a fucking great magazine, man. And I love the fact that Joe did the Mad magazine cover because, you know, I come from a family of artists. My father was his, that was his guy. The guy that did that. This is fucking awesome, by the way. You guys should fucking really check it out.
Awesome. Thank you, bro. Man Magazine was a big
Mad
part
Magazine.
of my youth. Loved it. Read it all the time.
I did too. I mean, Alfred E. Newman. He was an inspiration.
Awesome.
Look, my gym bag. Good shit right here. Wait a minute.
Good
think-
shit. Bring
Right
you.
out of my gym bag, fellas.
Bring it
Right
up.
here. Look, I use this shit. No joke. It's great shit. Great shit.
got
These shit look
empties.
great.
Because I used them. I got fulls. I love it. I got
What
it
is
all over the
What was that one, Joe? The MDs you said?
empties.
Oh, empties.
This one I used already, but I keep it for a prop to do
Yeah,
on
see, this
the
one's
program.
it's getting there. I'm almost
Yep.
done.
Make sure you use your code MSM10 at Ammannomics.com to save 10% and tell them you heard it here on the Greg and Joe Show. Greg Hoffman showed up early today, Greg, at 2:53. He says, "What time is dinner on Sunday? You're making macaroni and gravy on Sunday?"
Oh yeah, Dave.
Dave's
Dave
coming
wants to-
back. He
Joe,
just was
if you,
dealing with
Joe,
the snow.
Joe, if you want to come, you could. I didn't even think about that. If you want to come up here with the missus, you can. It's up to you.
I'll let you know. But Sunday,
It's during the day. You might not. It might be like your shopping day and stuff.
Sunday is we do all the shopping and laundry and all of that household stuff.
I'm gonna have
care
a
of.
barbecue like towards the end of the summer.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna have a big barbecue. He wants to go. I'm gonna get all kinds of. I'm gonna see if Romano can come up and everybody. I'll let you know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that sounds cool though. Thank you, I appreciate it. Greg the dumpster diver, red light twerking on them headlights. Oh, hopping out on like in the videos when they jump out at red lights, and sometimes the idiots leaving in fucking drive and the car's rolling. You ever
No,
see some
I don't
videos
like
of these fucking folks.
Do you know who did do that, Joe? Do you know who did do that?
Who?
And I got the video, and I think it went viral. Believe it or not, it was Austin Wells, the Yankees catcher.
He did that?
Yeah, he got up, and he was doing like voguing, and I was like, "Woo, that's a little gay," but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's goofing around, having fun. And there he is, the big bad bear. The wind and fire, while Joe's nowhere near when the tough moments fall. Thank you, Bear. You are starting off on the right paw, as they say. It's ride or die. You know where he's at. Greg with the squad. Joe, not even close to that. He's over there.
Wait.
The man fancies himself a poet.
Are you the new? Is he targeting you? Is that you're the Joe?
Yeah,
Is he?
he's breaking my shoes a little bit. It's all right. That's cool.
What
fair
happened?
game. I don't know. I mean, I break his balls a lot on Instagram because he's just he can't catch. He's too literal, and he takes things literally. That when we're saying shit, and it just everybody on the feed is like, just get the fuck off. Nobody
Big
wants.
Bad Bear. Joe's one of my ride and die guys. So that's if it's a ride and die, Joe's with me. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
we're boys.
yeah.
So
He's
it
not.
can't.
He's not
That
going to
can't.
Bear's fucking corner.
He's my
Turn you.
guy. Joe's one of my guys, bro. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
we're attached at the nose, me and Greg.
That's right. Joe's straight, and Joe's a straight up guy. You'd be shocked. You know what I mean? Come on now. He's my boy.
Man, I'll give
I
you
don't mean you'd be
shit for
shocked, but I'm
swearing.
saying like he's one of my boys. But you can't take everything so serious, guys, on the internet. We call you guys, we'll say shit and everything. I don't let that shit bother me. I got no problems with Big Bear. You know, I don't like when people impersonate him. I don't like when, let him be him. But you guys can't take everything so serious. It's not, you know what I mean? Just to
Stop
keep
being so
family out of it.
serious.
What's that?
Stop being so emotional and serious.
So getting so emotional. That's what Arnold told me.
He's so
Stop getting.
emotional.
Back in like '81 when I saw him in World's Gym, I was like, "That's fucking Arnold." You know what I mean? And I went over to him. I had already met him a few times, but not, now
And
I'm in the
that's
gym. So
setting's
Arnold's like,
different. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Now I'm like, oh shit, Arnold, what's up? And he goes, stuff getting so emotional.
That's cool though. I would have been the same way, man. It's Arnold. Come on.
We should
And
get shirts like that.
he was fucking don't be so emotional.
Muscle
And he
Sport
was
Mag, right? The Muscle Sport Mag online show. Stop getting so emotional because we can't. You guys can't get upset like that. Listen, you gotta have thick skin, otherwise forget about it.
yeah,
You're never
yeah.
gonna get through life. If
Thin
you got a
skin on
bust,
the show is not a good fucking mix at all.
Joe, when you were a cop, did you ever have a fucking boss ream you out? And then the next day, I'm just
Yeah,
saying, you're gonna go through those hills and valleys, bro. You know what I mean? It
yeah.
happens.
And the next day you're having a fucking beer with him.
Right.
Let's
So it just happens. So anyway,
let's just have a little fun. Sup, guys? Hi, Keith. What's
Keith,
up, Mr. Keith?
Allen,
AJ of the UK.
AJ, my guy, AJ,
Here is Bruno
Bruno,
Valentino. All systems a go.
my
And there
long
is
lost
Mr.
son.
Susie Q. Hi,
Oh,
Swole.
Susie,
And followed up by Wendy Fortino.
Wendy.
Look at that. Two hot ladies in a row.
Yes, Wendy's awesome. I love
Wendy is
Wendy.
extremely awesome. RVM139. Welcome, unless this is a changed name. I don't remember that one. Joe, what part of Brooklyn are you from? I was born and raised in Park Slope. Oh, I'm Bensonhurst, bro. I know where Park Slope is. Yeah, Park Slope. That's like a trendy neighborhood now, right? RVM. How long? I'm 58. I don't know how old you are, but we used to like the Hispanic girls that lived in the
I still do.
area. Yeah, they would come to our guinea club sometimes.
Oh, they see the boys in blue, and they're at 15 years old. They fucking get themselves all dollied up, and like they try to trap them, right, Joe?
But Park Slope, yes, that's a nice part of Brooklyn. Yeah, I miss the old Brooklyn all around. Blue Horseshoe. What time does Greg wake up in the morning?
It depends on what time I go to bed.
Hey,
I don't
you
sleep.
stay up
I
all
don't
night.
sleep a lot. I'm like a Schwarzenegger. You stay any more than 4 hours, you're wasting your life. But and I can't sleep for more than that. I'm too
I don't
nuts.
know how you do it, bro. I
It
would be
depends.
tired. I got to get at least 6 if I feel like real shit. If I get less than that,
My girlfriend could fucking sleep, bro. She'll go to bed early and wake up fucking. She could pound down 12 and wake up and be like, I'm tired. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
sometimes that happens though. It's weird. You oversleep, and now your body is like
That's what her father says.
fucks you up.
Too
Yeah.
much sleep.
Yep. Dino Di Cienzo. Listen, Joe, a friend of ours mentioned that you were doing this gig and the family is looking into it. The MSM family or La Familia? Que cosa non esista?
It doesn't exist, he's saying.
That's the thing that doesn't exist. I've never been treated worse by an individual online than I am by Joe on Instagram. I had to take a mental health break from his Monday show. That's why I didn't log on. It wasn't the same without you, Bear. We were
See that?
all. You would have probably shed a tear. Everybody was saying, "Where's Bear? Where's Bear?" Swole Susie, Matt, Reps and Rumors, Hooga the Claws, AJ, everybody.
Even my friend, listen, let me tell you, my friend comes in here, my personal friend from 50 years. He comes on here, Steve Z. And
Yeah.
even he sometimes says to me, "Where's Big Bear?" You know what I mean? Like, I swear to God. So you're actually getting, soon we're gonna have T-shirts made up. Where's the bear? You
He's
know what I'm
getting his own
saying?
following. Yeah.
Listen, Big Bear, you can't listen. I know you like to fuck around, and it's okay, but don't when people fuck around with your back, don't get so fucking upset.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The only reason why I got upset that time is because you called my house. You can't like call somebody's house, or if you stalk people, that's like a no. If you bring family into it, that's a no. You can
Yeah.
talk shit about me and Joe all you want, leave our families out of it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And if
Yeah.
you start calling Joe's house at fucking 12:30, almost 12 o'clock at night, I'm sure that the missus
Oh,
and Joe are both going to be like,
You're
kill him. You know
you're
what
not going to be logging on next week. Put it that way, kid. young bear.
Joe,
Uh,
really fast. I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to interrupt this question. We'll get ready. I just want to
okay.
tell you. You were just talking about the Spanish chicks right in New York City. The
Yeah.
cops and shit. Do you know that a woman that I'm really good friends with, her son got on a police force, right? And he got on down there at NYPD. And actually, I had a friend pull strings for him because he wasn't going to get on. He did a little thing with the psych thing, but we pushed him through, right?
Good.
I'm friends with a captain down there. So anyway, he gets on the police force, and he does like 2 years there, and then he comes back up here. He gets out of there, right? So he lives up here now. He's in Chappaqua, but he lives with his mother still. All of a sudden, one day there's a knock on the door. The mother opens up the door. There's a Spanish chick standing here, and she's got a baby. And he had knocked up some chick as soon as he got on a job, right? He fucking played the
Oh yeah.
did that shit. And the girl came down to the mother's house, found the mother who lives up here with me. You know what I'm saying? And fucking said, "I want you to meet. This is your granddaughter." And the mother's like this. She's an old Jewish woman, so you can imagine. And this is like one of those ghetto. Yo, what's up, mommy? This is it. And she was like, "Let me speak to my son." But now it's all good. They arranged shit. My friend now sees the granddaughter. The
Oh,
granddaughter's now
so it was real then. It was
yeah.
really his.
Oh, it was real. It was real.
Okay.
He knew it. He knew it, but he tried to fucking be like, well, maybe if I just fucking, when when you're when you're in your bedroom and you think you see a monster, so you pull the fucking sheet over your head. Now, what's that gonna do? Right? It's just that you're not gonna see when he kills you. But I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So he actually wound up, having it. The mother's like, you got to pay for this kid, and he's now doing the right thing, and the grandmother now gets to see her little half Spanish little baby.
And if it was proven that it's his kid, he's got to fuck up.
It was proven. He knew but those girls, they see the boys in blue and they're young, and these girls could be like, "What's up, daddy?"
Yeah, medical coverage.
They're
Yeah.
15 years old, bro. They learn that shit.
Oof. Nah, not good, man.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I miss 86th Street and the San Gennaro. 86th Street was the best. That was the boulevard, we used to call that. That's the Tony Monero with a paint store and Lenny's Pizza. That's 86th Street.
The San Gennaro feast is
San Gennaro is still good in September.
Yeah, it's a great feast, bro. The food and everything else. Well,
Literally small, but they pack it in good, though.
Yeah. Yes,
Neil Seth. How do you two feel about the news of death of Ted Turner? I mean, he was a great guy. He had a lot to do with cable television, and he was big with the Atlanta Braves. He got them on national TV, once he started the cable network with TBS, and he started CNN. So he definitely changed the game.
I think the wrong one bit the bullet because he's married to Jane Fonda.
Fonda Jane, not Fonda. Yeah.
Joe, when I was a fucking, I bounced in a strip club, right? When I was 18 years old. I went to high school. So now, that's right at the, Vietnam had just ended a couple years before that. You know what I mean? As a matter of fact, I had to sign up for the draft for Vietnam. Thank God it ended. So we used to have in the fucking toilets, Joe, in the fucking toilets, there used to be Jane Fonda stickers all the time. Even in the bowl, they would put a sticker in the bowl. So if you took a shit, you shit on Jane Fonda, Hanoi Jane. Do you remember that? In the urinals, they had her sticker. So when I worked in the strip club, because they were all like, red blood, like there was a lot of bikers, and they're very conservative and they're red-blooded Americans, and they were like, and a lot of them were ex-Vietnam vets. And they would piss all over so we had them stickers on there. We didn't do it, they did it,
Yeah, no, that's
Hanoi Jane.
She deserved every fucking thing she got. But Ted Turner, he was an older guy. She was a good-looking broad. He was fucking,
When she was young, she was a piece of ass when she did that.
She's still
Remember
hot
when she
now.
did that superhero thing or whatever it was when she was dressed in that fucking thing and she had some body on her.
The
Dude, she
Jane
was
Fonda workout, the step.
right. She started the whole, people don't realize it. She started a fitness career. She actually is one of the innovators who started
Workout,
women training. Like,
the home
Joe,
workout with the step.
when you first started training, when you were younger, you know what I mean? Back in the early 80s, even myself, right?
Yeah,
Girls weren't working out
no,
that
not at
much. They were
all.
afraid of getting muscles. But she started that whole thing with the
She did.
leg warmers and the fucking aerobic classes and shit.
Yeah, she was definitely ahead of her time. Regardless of what she did with the war was bad, but
Yes.
but she did do a lot for as far as like women's fitness and things like that.
Yes, she
Uh,
did.
yeah, but the legacy's gonna be the fucking NVA helmet and the fucking the Sam fucking missile thing. I was not, Joe. Come on, Susie. You were begging for the bear to come back. It feels good. See, this is Greg. This is a literal bear. Really? Well, it feels good to be missed. I guess I'll come back on Friday. See,
Come back, Bear. Listen to me.
I open my fucking mouth.
After you and I had our fucking thing, you would think that like they'd be bad. I don't care. I'm over it. I like you. I actually just stick up for you. And Joe doesn't like it. I don't like fake. When guys come on here,
Yeah,
you're the big bad bear. You've developed that character now, whoever you really are. You know what I mean? But I don't like other people making believe they're you. I don't like that. Be you guys find your own shit and do.
it's annoying
I don't
enough
like
without
that.
it.
If
You
I'm
don't
gonna
need it.
And you shouldn't like that either, Big Bad Bear, because people could start a war under your name, and then it looks like you.
Yep.
Mm.
They're not going to see the real. They're going to just see, oh, that's some guy with bear in his name. Oh, I know who you mean. Yep. Dale Clark. Hi, Greg and Joe.
Hey,
Hey, Dale.
Dale, how you doing, brother?
What's up? You guys are the best. Go Yanks, go Mets. Thanks, RBM. The Mets actually got snowed out yesterday in Colorado. Can you believe that?
Joe, it's fucking May, and I know, dude.
In
I'm over here.
Colorado, yeah.
I'm over here just 2 days ago. I'm sitting there. I'm looking in the house. The fucking, it's like 64 in here, and I'm like, dude, that's what it was in January. What do we do? Don't you wish you could blame like the government, like Trump? God damn it, man! You're making it fucking
Yeah,
cold outside. Change the fucking weather, bro.
yeah, the climate change thing.
And let me tell you, who said that, Joe? Who's this guy? I can't see what.
RBM 139, the guy
Okay,
from
RVM. Let me just tell you one thing. I'm rooting Mets all the way. I'm a big Yankee
I root
fan,
for the
but I'm
Yankees
also
too.
Mets.
They're playing fucking unbelievable
But
baseball.
remember one thing: the Yankees do this every year. They're Mister Aprils and
No,
May. Let me see what happens once. All of a sudden that June
still
15th comes. Juneteenth comes. Like this, and the Yankees are 20 games up, and all of a sudden they lose a game and another 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 game. And now, there you go. Look at last year. They were up like 20 games, and Toronto fucking overtook them. Because this is what
got.
they do. They win in the beginning of the year.
I
Let's
think
all talk about that. And remember, 2 years ago, the Mets, bro. This time they sucked. They went to the fucking. They went to the.
got hot.
What
Yep.
we call it, the July. As soon as
Yeah.
July came, All
Yeah.
Star
Last
game.
year they had the best record in baseball,
Best
and
record.
they
Bro,
missed the playoffs. The
huh?
year before
And
it was the opposite.
almost. Listen, you got to give them credit. The Dodgers were a machine that year, and they
Yeah.
steamrolled the Yankees. Okay, but they didn't steamroll the Mets. Mets won 2 games. It could have been very close. And you know what's funny? As much as I'm a Yankee fan, I'm going to say this now. If we would have had played the Mets in the World Series instead of Dodgers, I think the Mets would have won. The Yankees could
Well, it
not
would
get
have
out
been
of their own
interesting. The
way.
Mets were hot. It would have been. It
The
would have been.
Mets were hot. The Yankees just had a fucking monkey on their back. And let me tell you, when the Yankees played the Mets in what used to be the Mayor's Trophy game, right, Joe?
Yeah.
That shit, the Mets fucking, sometimes the Mets handle the Yankees. So don't count the
They took
Mets
it
out. This is too
serious.
early.
They both teams took it because Steinbrenner took it serious, and the Mets were always the little brother, so
But
they wanted it because that was like after spring training, but before opening day, and they would switch every year. 1 year at Shea, 1 year at Yankee.
they said that when the Mets played the World Series, George Steinbrenner told the Yankees, you don't fucking lose. I don't care. You could lose every other World Series. You don't lose this World Series. They knew it. They knew it. He
Yeah.
said, fucking heads, I'll fire everybody. He would have got rid of Jeter if he would have done
Oh,
over.
he would have
I
won
mean, he
fucking
was.
nuts.
That was he was obsessed with the Mets. I'm just telling you, of, like not beating the Mets.
Oh yeah, yeah. He definitely.
That's like your little brother of like 5-10 years difference kicking your ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. That would have been definitely an embarrassment for him. Flying Johnny Brian Pillman, what's up? I didn't even realize Ted passed away 87. Just a kid. A little Phil Leotardo there. Great job.
You know who else passed? It is high, it is far, it is gone.
Yeah.
A text message from Pietaro. Remember that?
Texas, listen, John Sterling was fucking one of a kind.
He was.
Great. Yeah, people that don't like the Yankees hate him because he was goofy and stuff. The guy was a fucking, how many years? 60 years he was an announcer?
Yes. He was with the
He was
Braves.
the Braves before the Yankees.
Braves before the Yankees. He did 30-something years with the Yankees.
Yeah.
Like 35 or something like that with the Yankees. He was with the Braves for like 20 years before that.
So John Sterling, and him and Kay were great in
I love Michael Kay.
radio.
You know what? Michael Kay works for the Yankees, and he still will say, this guy stinks, this guy fucking, he'll say shit the organization doesn't say.
Yeah.
So I like that. I like that. But
Me
John
too.
Sterling,
Sounds fucking truthful, you know?
well, you know what? You know what's funny? People would freak out about John Sterling. It's one of the things they didn't like about him was like, there it goes, deep to right field. It is high, it is far. It was caught by the second baseman. You know what I mean? You're like, what the
At
fuck?
the end, yeah.
At the end, towards the end, he would fuck that up a little bit. And people would be like,
Yeah.
son of a bitch.
His eyes, probably.
Yeah, but he was great. He was great.
He was
I love
great.
that guy.
Man.
God rest in
Yeah,
peace.
he's wearing
Rest in peace.
You got a patch they're wearing for the rest of the year for Sterling with the microphone on it.
Well,
So
he was
cool.
Joe. He was there. What's his name? From the Cubs over there. Fucking Harry Carey.
Yeah.
It's the
get
Cubs.
some sports.
And you know what's funny? Harry Carey did not start out with the Cubs. He started out with who was it that he started out with? Wasn't Cincinnati Reds or somebody?
Yes, you're right. He was with
He
another
did not
team.
start out as the Cubs fucking announcer. He became the Cubs announcer later on.
Yeah. And then Ron
It was one of
Santos.
those other National League teams.
You're right. I can't remember, but he was.
So Sterling became a superstar when he was with the Yankees. Harry Carey became a superstar with the Cubs, but both got their start with different teams.
Yeah, and the Braves were lousy for most of the years that he was in Atlanta, John Sterling. Barbarella. Yes, Barbarella is.
Oh, Barbara, yes.
Right? That was Jane Fonda. It's very
Dude,
sexy. Wearing like
I
a little
think I read one out today.
t-shirt. Yeah.
And that's the magazine that we were looking at when when my friend caught me taking a shit in the bed, and you know what I mean. And remember, I told you in Brooklyn over there, where they rose the guy.
Oh yeah.
And my partner pulls banging on the fucking door and shit like that, trying to let me know he's coming in.
You had the Barbarella magazine.
Yeah, because she had stacks. His wife had the stacks of the magazines. And I told you, I said back then, as a matter of fact, Generation Iron found that magazine. When I did the show, they put the picture of it.
That's great. Oh, that's fucking cool. Greg, we're going to take our first break of the day, and we're going to hear from our boys over at Goliath Labs. Let's check these guys out. Longtime members of the MSM family know that my favorite supplement in the whole wide world is Goliath Labs Ejaculoid. Hands down, the best male enhancement product out there on the market. Listen, I'm old. I need these things. I've used them all. This is the last one you're going to need to buy. But they put the pro in protein. Look at this, 12-pound buckets. Too much for you, maybe? How about single serves? They got them all, and in between, 5 different flavors of protein. Of course, creatine as well, NO2 Explode. They got everything. Go to GoliathLabs.com. Bart and Anthony have not just become members of the family and guys that advertise. They've become friends of mine. We've been together about 15 years. Make sure you check them out. Support the guys that support us so we can keep supporting you.
Yes.
Lloyd Gregorio, it's my favorite.
Dude, I'm telling you, I know these people.
Enhancement product.
You people think that I'm saying this because I've known Goliath Labs for a long time because of Joe. And he gave me that ejaculoid, and it was too much for me. I actually gave him the bottle back. I regret it now, because now I would just open up the cap and bite the fucking gel, and I'd have a fucking. But that boner you get, I
got some bottles here. I got one for you, brother. Don't worry.
Thank you. I appreciate
when
that,
I
Joe.
See you, I'll bring it up
I thank you, and Lucia thanks you. But I'm going to be honest with you, bro. You guys out there, I'm not lying to you. fucking try that shit.
No
If you
jerking
don't,
off.
if you take Viagra, try that. Now I know it's impossible to compare. It's like comparing a test booster with testosterone. This fucking shit works. I don't know what he's got in that thing. You know what I mean? There
It's
are precursors to fucking Viagra might be in there,
I
but
don't know what
I'm
it
gonna
is,
tell
but
you.
it works like a
It's not normal. I've never met. That's one very, 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 very few supplements that actually fucking lives up to what it's like. It says it does this, and holy fuck, it does that. And give
yeah.
it to your girl too, because if her clit gets fucking, you think I'm kidding you?
You get a nice
Split the
little.
capsule in half, then.
You get the little man in the boat there, little thumb.
Yeah, bro, she'll be like screaming, bah! Like this when you're biting on it.
She wanted- Dale Clark, Greg and Joe, in that documentary, Bigger, Stronger, Faster, I believe there was a teenager, but yes, the guy who, yes, remember the father, remember the kid, he was on gear and then he got
Oh yeah,
off
the
the gear.
baseball.
He also was on a million
Tyler Hooton.
antidepressants that they don't
Yes.
talk about in the movie. And that kid's, with respect to the man and his son, your thoughts on this? Yeah, I remember it very
Tyler
well.
Hooton, I think his name was
Tyler
Tyler
Hooton,
Hooton.
yes, exactly. Of course, that was a horror show, and both of us, me and Greg, both are parents, so we can't even imagine what that poor guy went through. But you can blame the steroids, but blame them with the other stuff. The other stuff has a track record of that. You know, it says it right on the fucking commercial when they
Well,
advertise them. You
if
know,
you
this
if you
antidepressant pill can cause, thoughts. So I
listen,
think
this
poor young
that's
kid,
Clark, right?
that was it was he felt like shit without the juice. And listen, he was young enough and he wasn't on it long enough to be, you know what I mean? He
Wait,
wasn't like fucking 280. He was just in better shape. He was still a kid. He didn't get the full juice like, oh my God, I have to go off cold turkey. Now I feel like Pee Wee Herman, like you always say. You
listen.
go,
The
and
one
this
thing, the one
wasn't in
thing
the
that every
game yet.
one thing that goes over everybody's head. They showed a picture of him, I think, on his 16th birthday or 16, or I think he was 16 years old, where he's sitting with his mother and they're drinking Jack Daniels. Go watch the movie again, and you'll
Oh
see
shit,
there's a
I
picture.
never even picked up
They
on
got,
that.
they got the shot glasses and everything, and they're drinking Jack Daniels. Okay, so obviously, sometimes the parents are enablers. Do you understand? He might have been fucking with other drugs. Well, we know that he was fucking with other drugs. But it's not the steroids. If anything, the steroids might have made him happier because you start getting a little muscle on you and you feel
Yeah,
more aggressive. Steroids are euphoric. They're not like depressing, you
you're
know.
right. Yeah, you're supposed to
So
get
I'm just
better.
saying, the parents
Yeah,
are looking. Sometimes you got to look at the parents too. What makes
yeah.
a young kid want to do this shit?
But all those
Like I have.
antidepressant pills he was on, that those are the bigger culprits to me. If
Dude, I
anything,
have a friend.
it's just a smidgen of that possibly being the blame. The other stuff has to take the majority of it.
How is juice going to make somebody want to commit suicide? It's not. It's not. It's euphoric. If anything, it creates a feeling of well being because you feel good. Your body feels good. You feel stronger. It feeds the male brain. But the thing
Maybe
is,
he was feeling shitty because he was off of them, but not
maybe
that shitty.
right.
You're not going
I
to
don't think
get
it
to
was that he
that
was
point.
off. I think. Listen, just like Chris Benoit, right?
Yeah,
Everybody said, "Oh, he's juiced to the max." He had a what do you call it? A fucking psycho juice attack, so he went killed every. No, he
he's
was
on
on. If you talk to the wrestlers, he was on so many fucking antidepressants and
anti
other shit.
painkillers, coke,
Yeah, these guys smoke.
food,
Yes, coke. 1 minute you're
everything.
taking coke, then you're taking a fucking downer. You know
And
what
he
I
had
mean? Like,
CTE shit also from the headbutt
yeah.
off the top rope. So yeah, Juice. That's not a Benoit thing, nor I think it's a Tyler Hooton
Nope.
thing. But it's still either way tragic on all of those. It doesn't
100%.
doesn't take away what
No, it
shitty.
doesn't. I feel bad, but you got to be on top of your kids. You can't let your kids. My mother was the kind like if she said it
I
was
used
bedtime and it was still light out. And you will watch your TV. My mother would rip the TV right out of your room. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
that's it. No more. And if there were cell phones back then or video games, That would have been my fucking punishment. You know what I mean? I'll take that fucking thing, I'll smash her and go try to do something to my mother. My mother was from the Bronx, bro. You know, she was a bad bitch. You know, like my daughter. She fucking hit you with a. And my mother was lefty. She was lefty. She threw that left. You know what I mean? Forget about
South Philly, Southpaw,
it.
right?
Southpaw.
Donnie Gusta Amachia. I fucked it up, Donnie. I'm sorry. Sad when they go like that. R.I.P. Ted, best manager in Atlanta Braves history. Didn't he manage one game or something?
I don't know. Let me tell you something. All
They
these
go
owners
like
manage. They all manage the owners. They fucking call up. What did you just do? Did you stick? I told you to start with. What's it? I told you to put so and so lead up. You want your job? You
Yeah.
know, they're saying that. Look at Cashman. I mean, he does that shit. Even though he's not the owner, Hal's is such a pussy. I don't think he could do anything. Hal's like Black Lives Matter, yes. DEI, yes, yes.
Yeah,
You know what I
Randy
mean?
Levine and Brian Cashman handle all of that stuff. Yeah.
Right, but they said that Brian Cashman will call the dugout if they make a move that's not right. You know, like that's part of the problem.
Yeah, that's not good. Yeah. I'm sure it goes on a lot
That's
more.
why Joe Girardi got fired. He's telling who the fuck's running the team? Are you gonna let me run the fucking team? They're like, oh. Even though you
Yeah.
won a World Series, goodbye.
Yeah, fucking
They
very
want puppets. They
stupid.
want puppets
Yeah.
today.
They do. That's why they hire a lot of times these fucking guys. Look at the guy in the Giants. He's never managed even in the minors. He was like a college manager or something. This Italian
Oh,
guy at San Francisco this year.
Look at
Yeah.
the Yankees. Fucking single A minor league professional baseball team. Eventually feeds the majors, right? And their
Yep.
manager's a woman. A woman.
Yep.
Never played a game in the major league. She's only in her 30s. You know what I mean? You don't think that that's a DEI high? Do you know how many pro baseball players that are retired would love a job in a Yankee organization managing a minor league team?
To help
And you
these
think
kids
you think that woman's the best person for the job? Huh? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. That's where they start. That's where they're most impressionable because that's their first step. The single A in the fucking
That's
system.
what I'm saying.
They got to learn from that. Maybe she's great. I don't know. I mean, but it's obvious it was hired because
I don't know.
it was a lady, but not because it was somebody with the credentials. Well, Greg, Joe is a lot more subdued here. He threatens me, lies to me, starts rumors about me that I'm slow or something. Even said you put a contract on me to have bodybuilders find me and beat me up. Again.
Oh, Bear, I know that that's not true. I know that that's not true. Listen, let me tell you something.
I told him that Phil Heath carries one of his Sandows in like a fucking burlap sack and hits people over the head with it. And he was gonna. I said, "You better look over your shoulder for Phil." And he actually took it at face value.
You got to watch. You got to
ever
call us
touch a
off.
Sandow? They're fucking heavy, bro. You know what that would do to your
I
head?
know, but Phil Heath doesn't give two shits. Phil Heath is a nice guy. He's kind of nerdy. You know what I'm saying? He's
Yeah.
not. You know, I know Phil Heath obviously, but what I'm saying is, you could fucking talk shit about me all you want. I doubt Phil Heath's gonna lose a fucking wink of sleep about that. But Barry, I think you're kidding, and you're just that's one of your many.
Playing in the
You know
middle.
what? I got to Bear. Listen, and I mean this in all love, and I think Joe's going to agree with me. But you should change your name to Sybil because remember
Yeah.
remember that in the 70s. Who are we today?
16
Sybil.
personalities.
I'm a 16-year-old girl. And then
Yep.
I'm fucking Zeus. You know what I mean? Like,
That was
you
a
can't.
pretty good TV movie back in those days. That was like a serious one.
That
was
was
like,
that was.
all of our mothers couldn't wait. Oh, it's on tonight, ABC, 8:00. Get the popcorn,
Yeah, and
get the hard candies.
then every time you like the girl and shit, if she kind of lost her temper, you're like, oh fuck, am I dating Sybil here? You know what I mean? Like, but the thing is, no, Bear, listen. We actually look out for you. If Joe was a prick, let me tell you, if you were on Larry's channel, I love Larry, but Larry'd be like, I don't need that shit here. But half you trolls is some of the shit you say. He'd be like, bye. He said, this is my house. I don't want to hear any stupid shit. He's very strict. And Larry's a great guy. Larry, when I met Larry, he is such a good guy. He was giving me his food and shit. And we'd sit and talk. He's actually, and my girlfriend even said, boy, he's a good, He's actually looks much younger. He's a good looking guy in person. He's a very good looking guy. I like Larry a lot. So, but he takes no shit. I respect that for him. From him,
Yeah,
even
yeah,
on his channel, he said, "This is my channel. I don't care if I get no hit. I don't want people talking shit on here."
that's
So,
his, like you said, it's his house, his rules.
right, that's what he says.
Game over, AWD. Love the show, guys. Keep killing it. Thank you, Game Over. Go
Thank you,
Dodgers.
Game Over.
Even though we got our butts kicked last night. Dodgers, obviously, they had an amazing start. They hit a little bit of a bump. Would they lose, I think, 3 in a row at some point?
Don't count them out.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's.
I don't like them. I hate.
6. I mean, it's nothing. If you're a Dodger fan, I think you're going to be okay. But remember what I said last week. Watch out for those Diamondbacks. They won again last night, 9-0. Watch out for
Diamondbacks.
the backs.
The Marlins look pretty good. There's a few. Atlanta right now is look fucking badass. You know what I mean? But you never know. It's too early to see it. Look, right now the Yankees like the fucking hottest team in baseball. Been there for the last 3-4 years doing this shit. And come mid-June, and there it is. Somebody pulls the plug. So
There'll be a slip up, but you have the number 1 and 2 starters coming back, and their pitching has been lights out.
not for nothing. I think their number 1 starter is fucking Cam Schlittler. That kid is. He's going to be a fucking superstar. I mean, he is.
His last outing, right?
Dude, he doesn't fucking. He don't give up runs, hits. No, he's good. He's fucking unbelievable. I like him better than Max Fried.
Fried didn't have as good of a game this.
No, but he's a warrior too, though. He takes every game. He doesn't smile, even during like interviews. These guys are like thinking, well, I thought I was going to throw the change up there instead. I threw the fastball, and you're like, holy shit.
Yeah, he's not exactly Rodney Dangerfield on.
He's not like David Cohn, who used to fucking stick like a match to a guy sitting there like this, almost dozing off on the dugout. And David Cohn would be telling him, watch this, and he'd stick a match in the guy's, laces, and he'd light it on fire, and all of a sudden the guy would be like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like,
he was jerking off in the dugout during
he used to do that, right?
Practice.
What's that?
The girl, he was jerking off in the bullpen at Shea. During practice, after he warmed up, and he called the girl. He goes, "Hey, look, they were like," and he was fucking waxing his carrot. He just probably.
But today with cell phones, that shit would be on breaking news.
He was just being a fucking wise ass. Like, I mean, I think he got in a little trouble, but now they would. Oh my God, he would have been fucking cut and all of that. But yeah, the different world. Sickening freak. Did you see Big Rob Fitness's new fake AI thumbnails? No, I did not.
AI is taking up too much.
I don't know what because I don't think I can see him on Instagram, but if it's YouTube, I could see him then. Joe, I guess this is a question for you, brother, but maybe Greg can chime in your law enforcement career. Did you ever feel sympathy for the perpetrator and you believe that's good in everyone? Oh yeah. I mean, whoop. Oh boy, fucking Jerry just took a fucking header. Yeah, sometimes I did. Sometimes
the best example, Joe told you a story about Mark Gastineau.
Yeah,
that's a good one, right? You felt sympathy for that one, right?
Like he was one of us, We only cuffed him.
Joe arrested Mark Gastineau.
Yeah, but even like a regular street guy, I've had guys that I think it was like a bullshit thing, but the person was pressing charges and we got stuck being the bad guy. But yeah, of course, yeah. There's always people that get fucking jammed up that are good people that just fuck up.
Always.
And you hope that they can, you don't deal with them anymore after that, so they can fucking live their life. The dumpster behind Dave's house full of expired species nutrition. No, he gives those to me and Greg.
Yes.
Remember that time?
Yes, he does. I would think it expired.
You're like, what the fuck? You look at them.
And they were all expired. He gave me a big gym bag, and I was putting shit in the pockets, and I kept saying, fuck it, I guess I'm missing the zipper. And I put it back in the pocket and zip. And I look, and there's a hole on the bottom. Like, in other words, it's zipped. Somebody must have returned it. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you zip this, it's fucking...
It's falling through.
I was like, well, thanks for the gym bag.
Everything's light.
He's great, though. I love David. Anyway.
Gregg Valentino. What's up, Craig? Bear, he might just be playing around. He's a good guy. Don't take it so personally. Thank you, Craig. Yes, I'm busting his balls because he's a pain in the fucking ass. And the more he cries about it, the more I'm going to pile on the rabbit. Exactly, Bear. Craig, excuse me. What about our boy Hemingway? Who's Hemingway?
I
Ernest?
have no idea.
Ernest?
I have no idea. Who's Hemingway? I know
Ah, here we go.
hemorrhoids.
Of course, Nick has the answer, and you were right. You said Did you say the Cards?
I think I said Cincinnati, but now they're saying right,
Okay,
Cardinals. I
Cards,
knew it was one of
A's,
those teams.
Sox, White Sox before the Cubs. Oh,
Imagine
yeah,
him with
that's
the
right.
Athletics.
Wasn't he with the White Sox when the wacky Bill Veeck was still the owner when he
I
had
think
the
yes, he was. I think he was there at that, and that was the,
uniforms?
that's why because he was already yes, he did time with the Chicago too with the White Sox because I
Yeah,
remember when they fired him, they couldn't believe that he went to the rival to the Cubs like across
yeah,
town, and the White Sox people loved him, and they were like, "That's almost like the Yankee announcer today going to the Mets or the Met
yeah.
announcer going to the
What are
Yankees."
you doing? Yeah, why would
Yeah,
you?
like holy fuck. So half the people that loved you now hate your guts for that time because you would. But then after a while, after 30 fucking whatever 40 years,
Yeah, who cares?
Harry Carey, the Cubbies win.
He would take his shirt off, sit in the stands, drink beers. And he
Yeah,
was
yeah,
just
yeah. He
fucking
was
nuts.
fucking nuts.
He
I
was
like that
fucking.
though.
He was awesome. Here's Candace. Hi, Candace.
Hey,
I
Candace.
should have gave that ejaculoid to my last Tinder date. You don't need Tinder, Candace. He couldn't keep it up. Guys my age jerk off so much I can't keep it up with a real girl without porn. Um, yeah,
Hey,
then you know what? Get ejaculoid and spike your next date's drink.
there you
You know,
go.
you can open it,
And,
right? Like Greg's
and you
gonna
know
do.
what?
And
While you're at it, she'll like it too. You will like
yeah,
it too.
Frank Thomas and
Get it for
Doug.
your girl. Get it for yourself, guys, and give it to your girl because she'll like it
I
too.
like it too. Hey, is that
Trust
Frank
me.
Thomas? And how fucking bad
That
is he?
little fucking man in a boat gets like a knuckle like that shit
Oh,
on it. Really, people don't realize that
yeah,
basically a clit is a tiny dick. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
If you ever see somebody's female body, Joe, right? You remember
Oh
Muscle
man.
Elegance magazine? You see somebody's female bodybuilders, and it looks like when you got like a fucking 1-year-old boy or a fucking newborn baby boy and his little dick starts. That's exactly what it. It even has a head on it.
Oh, yeah, sometimes it looks circumcised.
It looks like a circumcised penis.
Yeah, like,
And it's
it's
all
I
like a
can't
little
see
mushroom sticking out of the fucking box there.
Oh, yeah. If you show that to a guy that thinks muscle girls are like, oh, that's a guy, and you should say, I told you it was a guy. No, say I fucking
No,
would
no.
slate
But
that.
there are some. My friend dated a girl who was a very famous female Amazon chick, real big. You know what I mean?
Uh,
And he swore that she could stick her clit in his ass. He swore it would get to 4 inches. I don't know if
four
it's true.
inches.
He said it would grow like 4 inches. Joe, she looked like Steve Austin. She had like she wasn't pretty. Her face looked like Steve Austin. I'll tell you what is off this shit. And
Okay.
you could go.
Yeah.
He told me she's tall too. She's like 6'1", and it's a female bodybuilder from the '80s. And she was an Amazon. She was very masculine. You know what I mean? And her clit would just be inside, and he told me it would grow like this, and all of a sudden, like that. And he swore. Now he maybe exaggerated when he said 4 inches, but he swore she would stick it in
Get
his
it?
ass.
That's an accomplishment. That's definitely that should be in Guinness Book of World Records.
I'm sure that
Stella,
I'll show you pictures. I've seen pictures on the internet where that shit's fucking
yeah,
real girls.
looks
Yeah.
good.
No, I don't like that though. You might as well be with a dick then. Might as well
Yeah.
fuck a hot tranny.
Father's the ultimate jerk off. By all accounts from his friends, his father was abusive, blamed steroids. Was his father one of those pushy guys? Like, you got to be the best?
Maybe.
Maybe he even knew the kid was on juice. I don't know. I don't want to. That's wrong for me to even do a speculation. But I did hear stuff about his father too. Also, after
He
the
could have
movie,
been. I
he
mean,
had a website with the kid, and
this is a stretch, but I think I talked with Chris Bell about that. He could have actually had like mixed sexual feelings, like a little maybe felt, and so he wanted he took medicines to kind of calm that down. This is back before all this. Today, diversity,
too. Yeah.
right. So, and I think they maybe let him take testosterone and stuff to because it wasn't like they didn't know this shit. They knew what was going on. I don't know. I mean, that's just a stretch, but you never know. When
Yeah.
kids need that, you don't need. Listen, I got to tell all you guys this shit. You really don't need. Very, very few people out there really have a serious chemical imbalance. Most you people just have fucking psychosis that you need to deal with on your own. Once you do those pills, you become addicted. I have a friend who takes one Lexapro a day, and he's one of the smartest guys I know, and everything else. Joe, you met him, and I'll tell you, I don't want to say his name on here.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what,
Keeps
he
him.
fucking
So,
he said he hates it. He tries to come off of it, but he can't. He said he feels like he's falling off a cliff because they make you addicted to that shit. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Yeah. You
So I'm
rely on.
just saying, you don't need a pill. The famous story of my girlfriend, when my girlfriend died, and her mother was, me and her mother were crying on each other and shit like that, right? In the funeral, and her sisters, the mother's sisters, were sticking fucking Xanax in her mouth. Oh, Maria, here, and they're sticking Xanax, and she went, and she spit them out, and she said, I don't need
Good for her.
a drug to make me like where I don't know what's going on and to dull my senses so I can deal with the death of my child. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Facing
So
it.
she said, I need to grieve. I need to cry. I need to get it out. You know what I mean? Don't you do that to. And that was like a fucking lesson I never forgot either. So a lot of you guys that need like, oh no, I have to take something because I have a chemical imbalance. A lot of that's bullshit. You don't need that. You just need to fucking get your brain together and stop, you know, playing victim and stop letting all outside shit fucking get you. You know what I mean? You have to
Yeah.
fucking. It's a discipline thing.
Yeah. Have fun with it, man. You can't.
Once you
Sometimes
start that shit, Joe, you go, and they make you fat.
but
You know,
they give them to kids way too early, like you said. It's different if it's a legit thing, or
it's rare. Just like the whole transgender thing. Not to get back,
it's all.
it exists, but it's rare. It's the white buffalo. It's not real. It's not
Yeah.
like like I said, I was working out in a fucking gym, and this fucking kids talking next to me, and I know both of the kids. They're in high school, and the one kid goes, "Dude, you know that? You know the trainee that's in 10th grade?" And I'm like, what are you talking about? You got trainees in your school? He goes, what? He goes, we got like 20 of them. And I go, 20?
Yeah. It's fucking
Right.
nonsense.
It's bullshit. But what I'm trying to say is that's all man-made shit. That's because today they get
It's
your brain. They
bullshit.
make you feel like you need these meds. You don't. You don't need meds. And there's nothing wrong with you. You need to fucking think and get your shit together. Stop fucking stressing outside shit. Stop banging your head against the wall over things you cannot control. All you're
Yeah.
doing is hurting your head, and the situation remains the same. I'm just telling you.
Stay within your fucking.
If your girlfriend breaks up with you, your wife breaks up with you, it's
There's
normal to
another
fucking
quote out
like
there.
be hurt, but you don't need to fucking take a medicine so you don't feel the pain of that. Or if
It's,
somebody dies in your family, it's normal to be hurt. You don't
happens.
need
Yeah.
a medicine. You don't need a
Yeah.
medicine to make it your God. You understand what I'm
The
saying?
older you
That's a
get,
normal feeling.
the more it happens. Porch wants to blame Davey Colombo for selling, I guess, Tyler Hooten fake gear. I don't know anything about that. Greg, we're
David,
going to take. Dave doesn't know anything about it either, probably. We're going to take our second break of the day. And I guess we'll hear from our fucking buddy Chris at Crisis Ready Nutrition. Hang on and watch this. CrisisReadyNutrition.co. He came out with a new one too, Greg. Creatine.
oh boy.
Here's the first three. He's got go to Crisis Ready Nutrition, and he's got a contest going on where he's going to give away a can of the creatine before it's even released to the general public. So check him out on Instagram,
Nice.
CrisisReadyNutrition.co, and see how you can jump into that contest and get yourself a fucking freebie, Greg. Nothing wrong
Right.
with a
Get
little.
out of your crisis.
Yeah. There's no crises here.
You don't need something to make you fucking stop your emotions, but you definitely need something to fucking amp you up for the gym, and I'm all for that.
Yeah. Yep. Especially when you're dragging. Father wanted to blame steroids, didn't blame himself. Maybe, I don't know. I don't want to pile on the father because
Yeah, we don't know the story.
he
But
lost the kid, no matter what the
yes.
circumstances
Oh
are.
my God.
Doesn't matter who was at
Please
fault.
God,
If
please God.
anyone,
No, no,
anything.
no.
Yeah,
No
it's
good.
just it's scary to even fucking think of that. Greg, what made you pick out a Red Barn as a mailbox? I think it's unique, but I've never seen that before.
Oh, he's talking about I guess I don't have Red Barn, but he's talking about, oh my God, from maybe 2000. You know, when I filmed that show with he's talking about because he saw Bigger, Faster, Stronger. There was an old mailbox that we had up there, and it's just a little, look like a little barn. You know what I mean? But that shit hasn't been there in probably since 2003.
But it's odd that he picked that up.
Well, because you know, he's trying to fucking see when you stalk
He's
somebody,
trying to be
you try to see
disgusting.
every little, like I saw in that video that he
Yeah,
had. When I noticed he didn't cut his grass,
Greg,
it's
you
only
didn't cut yourself shaving on that RX episode. I saw a little toilet paper on your face.
yeah,
In 2010 or something.
yeah. That mailbox is long. Rest in peace. I didn't even like it.
I didn't like
It was all broken and shit.
it. Dale Clark. Greg and Joe, your thoughts on people these days who consider themselves spiritual people that tend to think they are higher up than others who have attained some realization because they mediate or do some practice. I mean, I don't really know anybody personally that has that thing. I see them on TV. I think a lot of it's still fake. And I've never noticed that they feel that they're higher up either. I never got that impression.
No, I don't
But
think they're higher up, but you know, I do have a friend. I was just out with Charlie Gasparino from Fox Business News. You're my friend. We're all
I saw
chilling.
that picture you guys had, like a little 4 years of high school reunion.
Yeah. Did Lucia post that?
There was a picture with you, Charlie, and two other guys.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the one guy, the gray hair guy's actually an ex-boxer. He was NYPD, by the way. He was NYPD. Yeah, they'll tell you stories. Anyway, what the hell was I going to say? Why did I bring that up?
Spiritual.
Oh,
One of the
spiritual.
guys was a
And
ghost.
he happens one of them happens to be very spiritual and doesn't stop talking about that stuff. You know what I mean? And I don't mind because he's my friend, and I know every one of those guys I knew when we were little boys, like 10 years old and younger.
Yeah.
But the thing is that some people think, shh, don't say the name, man. All right, I'm on the here. Give me the phone. Hurry up, answer. I'm gonna put it on for Joe real fast. What? Fuck. Hold on. Let's see. God damn it, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on. You're on the show for a second. I'm hiding your number so they can't see. I'm on with Joe Pietaro. We're on Muscle Sport TV here.
Oh.
All your fans are all asking for you. Say hello to the guys.
You didn't have to answer, man.
No, Lucia answered, and I said, "Oh, I got to answer."
Oh, let's see.
Jimmy.
You hear him, Jimmy?
What's up, Joe?
What's up, Jimmy? How the fuck are you, bro?
I just got home from work, and I had to hit the supermarket. Dropped 200 over there on nothing.
Yeah,
Now
right.
Back home. Yeah, I got nothing. I got Pepsi, peanuts, chicken cutlets, some milk. Fucking no, almost 200, man. It's
$200 for fucking.
It's crazy.
It's nuts, bro.
I do this every week. 200 here, 150 there.
Yeah.
It's becoming a car payment. I didn't want to go to the supermarket anymore.
The guys in the comments are saying hello to you, Jimmy.
Oh, hello. How is everybody, man? Hope everybody's good. God bless everybody, man.
You can hear him, right?
Yeah.
I wish I could do more shows, but fortunately I work a lot of hours and still broke.
Aren't we all, Jimmy?
and never going to retire. How about that?
I hear you. Jimmy, what part of...
laugh about it, you know what I mean? Because otherwise I cry, you know? So I don't want to cry, so I might as well just keep laughing.
Joe, Jimmy, what part of Brooklyn, what part of Brooklyn did you grow up in?
When I can, hit the gym when I can.
Oh, yeah, always, though. Well, you're a monster. But, Jimmy, what part of Brooklyn did you come from what high school did you go to?
Well, I went to high school out here on the island, but
Oh.
when I was a kid, I'm on the phone. When I was a kid, so my parents got married, in 1930 and 1955, right? And hold on, let me sit down, so I'm not out of breath. I can't even walk around without being out of breath now. I weigh 260 now, Greg.
260. You hear that, Joe? You can hear him, right?
I hear him good. Yeah.
Hey, wait. He said he weighs 260 now.
Thank you.
Yeah. 260, man. Anyway.
What part of Brooklyn are your family from?
So I'm going to tell you. So, make a long story short, how I ended up in Brooklyn was my mother and father got married in 1955. My father decided to go to Florida and try to get it together. Left my mother back in Brooklyn. Then I think I don't know, 6 months later, he brought her down there, and they stayed there for about 5-6 years, St. Petersburg. That's where I was born. So my father didn't like it down there for whatever reason, and we went back to Brooklyn. I was young. I was only a couple of years old. So Bensonhurst, West 6th Street and Avenue U. Where actually my father's from McDonald Avenue.
Oh,
No,
shit.
there it is. Yeah, it wasn't far from me at all. Fucking 5 minutes from my house.
King's Highway was right around the corner.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah,
the L.
Yep. Actually married, I don't know if you know, Joe, St. Simon and Jude on King's Highway. That's where my
St. Simon and Jude. Do you know that one, Joe?
That you were
You
up
know
by
what?
McDonald in West 6 where the train is, where the L, right?
Yeah, my father, So McDonald
And the
Avenue.
trolley tracks are on the ground.
I used to go there to Ferrigno's father.
That was
That's where
by
I used to meet.
Ferrigno's. Yeah,
I
you're
used to
right.
meet Matty Ferrigno and his brother Andy.
On McDonald, yep.
Yeah, that was
Matter
crazy.
of fact, when I was hanging with Lou in California, when I was doing the seminars up in Palm Springs, Louis asked me where I was from, and I told him, originally, Bensonhurst, and he's like, he goes, I used to be a pallbearer with my brother back then. They used to carry the caskets. And his father was a police officer, I guess, the old man.
Right.
And,
Yeah.
So they're from that neighborhood. So when I did the seminar with Lou out there, Lou was like, but if I left, and, a few hours later, let's just say hello to the Italians for me. I said, yeah, no problem, Lou.
Say hello to
So
Italian.
it was here, McDonald Avenue, and my grandfather lived on 86th Street, Joe. I don't know if you remember, that was a big...
Yeah. The Boulevard.
Everybody cruised 86th Street, man.
Yep.
That was like...
Windows down, radio, Loud Punks on full blast. Yep.
Yeah, everybody...
Should I ask him to come on?
Bikes, whatever, just everybody...
If he wants to, yeah.
Jimmy, do you want me to send you the link right now? You could come on the show.
And the pizza, forget about it.
Jim.
The pizza over there, forget it, bro.
Yeah, oh yeah, I know.
You can't compare the pizza in Brooklyn. Forget it. You can't, forget about it. Hold on.
Jimmy.
What?
Oh, she's saying it's not true. Deanna's saying. Jimmy, did you want to jump on the show real fast for the guys?
Yeah, I'll jump on.
All right, here. Joe's going to send you the link right now.
All right, hold on.
Send him the link.
I'm going to send it to him. Invite guest. Hang on a second.
These guys will love it. These guys will love Joe. You guys want to see Jimmy the Bull, right?
In the comments.
Yeah, they're asking.
Hold on a minute. Let me...
Big Bad Bear, you can ask him. He's coming on.
It's in the comments, Jim.
What did I do with my glasses?
I don't think he can see you. You might have to text his phone. Or you want me to... Here. You want me to text it? Hold on. How do I do this? Oh, wait. Right here. It's a... StreamYard.
Look at my last comment.
I see it. I'm gonna text him right now. Hold on. Text. I'll do it right on the phone here. Jimmy the Bull.
Hold on. I don't have to make glasses. You gotta make your glasses. That's fucking my glasses. I'm blind without my glasses, bro. Hold on a second.
All right, I just sent him the link, Joe.
Okay, thanks, bro.
These guys are already asking questions. And I don't want to show his phone. I get the phone down here. I don't want these guys grabbing his number like George did.
Yeah, George did that. I'm still getting phone calls from Africa.
If you look on your text messages, I just texted. Just click on that link.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Greg, can you talk about?
Hold on a second. Give me 1 second. Hold on.
Let me know when you're ready, Jimmy, because I can see you now. He was on, but he must have hit the button.
Can you hear Joe?
He was in the backstage, and then it went
Dan,
away.
I'll answer that in a minute, Dan.
Jimmy, go back, click on the link again.
Click on the link again.
I had him, and then it went away.
He had you and it went away. Click on the link again.
You talking to me?
Yeah. Click
Yeah.
on the link again. You were on. He lost you.
I
Click
saw
on the
his
link.
tattoo.
Yeah. Hold on a second.
Jimmy the Bull, guys.
No, I gotta click on the link, but I lost my glasses, man.
Dan, I'll answer your question.
My glasses.
Give me a second.
Where's my phone?
Can't be too far. We hear you.
We just saw you. Didn't you just see him?
I saw him for yeah. It was like when it's like opaque before you put the guy on the stage, backstage. So
Yeah.
like cloudy, and I saw his tattoo, and I was ready to click, and then went away.
Okay. Let me see the link. Hold on. You texted to me? Oh, here we are.
Yeah. There it is. You see it? Now click on it.
Yeah. It says here you gotta have a full head of hair to be on the show. That's what it says.
Well, Joe does, not me.
I got a partial head of hair.
I'm clicking on. Hold on. Give feedback.
Click on it, and then just it'll show you to get on the show.
Yeah, I'm trying. It says at the studio. I'm clicking and nothing's happening. Paste the StreamYard the studio link and give feedback. That's it.
Lucia, maybe you better. I sent them the right link. I mean, when I click on it, I could see it.
Yeah, because he was on. He was here.
Greg got his chimney.
Yeah.
20 huge joints. I don't know what the hell all this shit is.
Greg got his chimney. She's Lucia's texting him right now. Dan, one of the things you got to do is find out what's wrong. I mean, if you know what's wrong already, if you're stressing nothing, that's no good. But your first thing is you have to be honest with yourself if you know that there's a problem. Okay? And you can't bang your head against the wall over things that you can't control. If your girl doesn't want to be with you, what do you think? You're going to force her to be with you? You know, if you're not making money or you're not doing what you want to do in life, you got to get on that path. But you can't be. Yeah, you can't just fucking beat yourself. There's no cavalry coming to save you. You have to save yourself. But you don't need a medicine. If you need a medicine, then you're being tricked. Nobody needs a medicine to make themselves think correctly or whatever. There are people out there who have, chemical imbalances in their brain. Okay, but that's rare. It's not many people like that's real psychotics. You know what I mean? Like Sybil type shit. But that's not just because you have a little depression shouldn't mean my girlfriend's doing it right now. Maron.
It's man, he's fucking.
What happened?
People going through shitty times. You got to put them behind you and move forward.
If it's a rough time for you, sometimes you gotta ride the wave. If you're in a riptide,
you got to do it.
When you're in a riptide, right, and it brings you off the ocean, and 1 minute you're standing up to your knees, before you know it, you're way out in the middle of the ocean because the riptide brings you out. The only way to survive that is not to try to swim against it and try to swim back to shore. That's how you drowned. They tell you, let it take you as far and then swim sideways, like that way. In other words, get out. Don't swim against the riptide. Don't make yourself, you know what I'm saying? You're beating yourself up more than likely, and you're stressing this so much. Like, what do I do? I don't understand it. First thing you gotta do is relax, and you gotta learn that sometimes life is full of hills and valleys. It doesn't matter who you are. There's no millionaire, there's no billionaire that doesn't have hills and valleys in his life. Everybody does. It's how you get through that. And you got to learn to not beat yourself up. And the worst thing you do is blame everybody else for your bullshit. You know what I'm saying? You got to be honest with yourself.
Pietaro, I sent him the last link he had sent.
Oh, he sent you the last link. Did you see it, Joe?
No, I sent it to Jimmy the Booger. The last link Joe Pietaro sent you.
Yeah. Well, send him. Joe, do you have his? Joe, send the link to Lucia. Do you have Lucia? Oh, wait. There he is. There he is, Jimmy. The bull is in the house.
He's got his
Standing
headset.
ovation. And the boy, Jimmy.
Wait, do we have audio on him? I don't
Jimmy.
think audio.
Let me write it down. Yeah. Lucy, give me the marker really fast. Hurry up. It's your magic marker over there.
Can't hear you.
You're muted. Muted. Give me hurry. Anyone. Take your big one.
Wait, hold on.
Ready?
Jimmy, let me hear you say something.
Yeah, you hear me?
Oh, there he is. I was just writing muted.
Okay, yeah, I heard like moving a chair. I said, oh, I think we got it now.
Yeah,
What's up, Jimmy?
How you doing, brother?
good man. I was just reading this thing here. It says, not for nothing, I think disrespectful how you all talk over Larry whenever he tries.
Nobody
Tell
talks over Larry.
Yeah.
Nobody talks over Larry.
That's-
Doesn't, Larry.
guys, it's
Larry's good with all of us. We all love Larry. Larry's good with us. So there's no disrespect.
I don't think anybody talks over Larry. I mean, I don't know. I don't go on the show
Larry's
a lot.
quiet.
But he's
Everybody's
quiet.
different.
Yeah.
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 When
Then
there's
when he
that many
talks,
guys on, it gets a little confusing. That's all.
I mean, from what I remember, when I do the show period. I work a lot. That's why I haven't. Dave has it in the middle of the day, so it's very hard for me. But
Right.
Sure, yeah.
when I do go on the show, I mean, Larry's when he speaks, nobody says anything. He talks, and everybody listens, whatever, and then we start conversing again. I never seen anybody talk. First of all, everybody talks over everybody in that show. You know what I mean? So
Oh yeah.
it's not like one person singled out. I'll be talking, or John says something, or George,
Us
or Greg,
guineas, the guineas talk
yeah,
over.
man, we all do it. You know what I mean? It's not like it's disrespectful to anybody. You know
Right.
what
You
I mean?
ever be at a holiday table with all Italians, even Italian
Oh,
women,
man.
everybody's talking over each other, fighting over stupid thing. Marie, I thought you put too much garlic in a goddamn broccoli, right?
Forget about it. My house
Just
on
please.
holidays, Thanksgiving, and forget about it, man. It was like people. We start having food fights. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, man. It's
who's screaming, who's yelling.
who's
Tell you, I don't know if you remember back in the day, right? Because you guys are my age. I don't know about Joe. He's young, right? What is he?
Joe's
55?
younger. He's
I'm
57,
58.
58.
Oh, 58. All right.
I'm
So,
your age.
back in the
he's
day
66.
when we had Thanksgiving and Christmas, I don't know if you remember, everybody smoked in the house. Right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I remember that. Everybody smoking in the house and eating,
Yep.
and, drinking and wine. Then we used to play cards after dinner. We used to
Nickel
play
dime
cards.
quarter.
Yeah, I mean, till like 4 a.m. We'd be
Yeah.
smoking and drinking Schmitz.
We used to have it in my grandmother's basement.
My uncles were smoking cigars.
My
Yeah, well,
grandfather.
that too. My father smoked cigars, so he smoked a
Ugh.
cigar. Everybody was smoking a cigarette.
Yeah,
I mean, the house
cigar.
was on fire. There was so much smoke, and
Yeah.
I don't know how we even tasted the food. The place was so smoked out.
Dude, did
You know
any of
what
you
I mean?
guys, Italian, because you're Italian. My grandmother, who was from Italy, she spoke with that hard Italian accent. They used to cut up oranges and put them in like fucking oil and garlic. You know what I'm talking about? It just the orange thing would sit like in a dish. They pour it in a dish or something. There was some sort of shit in
Oh,
there.
I've seen
Saw
that.
that.
Yeah.
And they
I've
put the
seen that.
orange half in there and people would eat that shit. I'm like, ugh.
With
How
oil
about,
on
how
it?
about that? My uncle used to
Oh,
put a
oil.
lamb's head on the table, bro.
Yeah, I got. what do they-
Capuzel.
Capuzel, yeah.
Capuzel.
The
Yeah,
whole
but
Eating the eyeballs and shit.
the eyes.
Yeah.
the brain.
Fucking poor
Dude, you remember
thing.
that
Yeah,
shit?
I've been
Oh,
I
telling
remember.
you.
Yeah, I was a kid. My uncle come out with the tray, put the lamp set on the table, and I was like traumatized. Because I was young, probably like 8 years old. You know, and I'm looking at this lamp set on the table. I'm like, what the hell? We're gonna
Well,
eat this thing? You know what I mean?
one time when we were kids, my friend goes, "Shh, I get in trouble. We got these lambs in my garage." My
Yeah.
grandfather, they were geeps, from the other
Yeah,
side.
yeah.
So he opened the garage, and I'm hearing, yeah, yeah, and there was 3 lambs tied together, like
Oh,
kind of
man.
like by their waist, and they were
Oh.
like, they were freaking out because it was dark and hot in there and shit. And I was
Gotta-
like, "What the fuck?" He goes, "They're gonna kill him. We're gonna eat him." I'm like, "Let's let them go."
I know, right?
Today, the neighbors
20
would have heard
years
that.
after-
They call the cops on you. The Animal Humane Society
Yeah.
would come. You know what I mean?
Today they would. Today they
Yeah,
would.
no
You
kidding,
see that
man.
felt
shit?
so bad though, man. They were
Yeah, but
cute.
when you
I was a kid,
When you
10.
see that shit cooked and on a fucking plate, the head,
It's
it looked
scary.
like a dog head, like what is that, German
It
Shepherd?
did.
What the fuck? Are we
It didn't even
eating?
look like a lamb's head. It looked like a I don't know, like a wild coyote or something out of the
Yeah, man.
you know.
Fucking shit was
Got
soft.
How
Pietaro.
about the pig's feet in
Yeah.
the jar? How about that?
Yeah, I don't
Nobody
like
probably
any of
no,
that.
I know, but that we used to have that on the table too. The pig's
They ever
feet.
throw
man.
that shit in the gravy, right, Joe? They
Yeah.
throw that in the gravy, the pig's feet.
Nowadays.
Yeah, that's right. The sauce.
Oh my god.
Not
Yeah.
the gravy, Greg. The
Well, I
sauce.
call it the
Gravy.
gravy. You're the
Come on,
only New
that's
York
what
Guinea I
it's
noticed
gravy.
that calls it sauce. You know, I still call it gravy. Nobody.
You know
in
what's
the family
funny is
calls
like if you think about it, right? Pig's
Yeah.
feet, right?
Yeah.
Those things walk in the pens in the shit
Mud.
and all the
Mud.
crap in there, right? And then they put it in the jar, and us
And we eat
Italians eat it.
That's because they throw so much
That's
vinegar
why
and
when
other
we were
bullshit.
younger, Greg. That's why when we were younger and we were with these putanas in the bar, we didn't care
That's
'cause
right.
we had pig's feet when we were younger.
Oh,
You
yeah.
think we cared about a little scazola
Right,
down there?
we'd want to eat their feet. We'd
Yeah.
eat their toes.
Right.
You'd lick
We
between
didn't
their
care.
toes.
I got my period, and
Yeah, right.
it's
What's-
scaring me away.
I got a yeast infection. Well, who gives a shit?
Fuck that.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
that yeast infection is bad shit. I got real sick from one of those. You know what I
That's
mean?
like-
But the pigs though, you know what I mean? I like a pig. I don't want some girl that's a virgin, like first time and shit like that.
Oh, it
I want a
hurt.
girl that grabs you, smacks you a few times across the face, and then fucking slams your head down there, and you're like, now we're talking. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
You know, I tell you, Greg, I don't know what's wrong with me. Like, in the past, I dated some decent girls, and then I was bored. You know what I mean? I was like bored with them. I wanted the crazy bitch, the drinker, the bike rider, the partier, once
Yeah.
they got naked and ran across the field when we were
That's
drinking
what I
beer,
like too.
I don't know
They
where
have
my mother
fun.
always used to say, how come you don't go out with this girl? She's so nice. I said, Mom, she bores the shit out of me. But listen, it got me in trouble too. That's
You
what
never
happened.
date a chick that your mother says nice. You know what I mean? Oh, she's so
Yes.
sweet. You know what I mean? You
She
look
was
and
like,
she's
Yeah.
big. And,
what's wrong with you? She says, you date all these putanas. You got this girl over here. She's so nice. Her family's like, I'm like, you know what I mean?
it's true though. It's so fucking true. I mean, I took a
I
strip
always-
at a senior prom. I loved it. I like pigs.
I always liked the wild ones. I don't know what the hell's wrong with me, but that's just the way it was.
Yeah, but you know what's Jimmy? Hey, Joe, see, you're a little younger than us, but the thing is, when we were younger, you had like 2 or 3 chicks in the school that actually, put out. For
Oh,
the,
yeah. The rest of them were
right.
fucking.
The rest you get a
yeah.
couple gave you blowjobs or hand jobs, and a lot of them were fat chicks. The fucking
Yes.
back then, girls were kind of holding out. Today, these fucking young girls that fucking
Oh,
real
shit.
young, they could fucking teach you a trick or two. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, no,
Remember-
you're right. There was only a handful
went
of
to school
broads
with-
in the neighborhood that fucking dropped loads. Yeah.
Go look at the chicks like when we were younger, even in 7th, 8th grade, just hair parted down, like fucking the
Yeah,
hippie
yeah.
looking, right? And then now these chicks today, you look at them and how old is she? Get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right? It's crazy today.
It's
They're
nuts.
crazy.
I had a reputation in school, Greg, right? I used to date all the women, the girls, right?
Yeah.
2 weeks, and I dumped them, right? So I had a reputation in like junior high. You know, the girls would say, you know, amongst themselves, they would say, "Don't go out with Jimmy Pellechia. He'll 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 go out with you 2 weeks. He'll screw you and he'll dump you. Don't go." That was my rap in junior high and high school, right? So, and it was funny because every girl I went out with, they heard the rumor, but when I asked them out, they still went out with me, right? Because I was like, yeah, they were like, you know, I'm going to go out with Jimmy, right? And you know, and I would do this. I would do what I was, you know, upheld to do. I dated him 2 weeks, you know, and then I got rid of him, you know. One time, my mother said something to me. She said, I says, "Ma, how come I can't hold on to any girls? I date them, I leave them, I date them, I leave them. You know, sometimes I date 2 or 3 of them." I said, "What the hell's wrong with me?" You know. So my mother goes, she says, "Jimmy," she goes, "you're a hunter." I said, what does that mean, Ma? You know, she says, "You like to chase, and then when you make the kill, that's it. You move on." She said, you like to chase. And I was
It's
like,
the
you know, I
truth.
think you're right. Yeah, I like the excitement of chasing them, and you know,
It's the
I
truth.
used to get sometimes I used to get numbers just for the hell of it. You know what I mean? Like I was out with a friend of mine, Richie Capri, way back in the Cafe Royale days, and he had this bartender there, and she was, you know, she was a very good looking girl. I went to the club that night with Richie because we were out earlier, and then we're at the bar, and I said, "Richie, who's this girl?" She wasn't a stripper; she was just a bartender. So
Oh,
Richie
that's the
goes,
one on
"Oh, yeah."
109, right, Jim?
Huh?
Royale on 109, right?
Yeah. Cafe Royale, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
The
I was
one
very
time,
tight with
yes.
Richie back then. Yeah. It was a big club. So
Yeah, yeah.
anyway, so Richie goes, "Oh yeah." I said, "Yeah, she's pretty." He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "This is why I just got separated with my wife." Yeah, he goes, "She doesn't go out with anybody. She don't give her number to nobody." And I said, "Really?" So I went over to the bar, I'm hanging out with Richie for like 10,
Yeah.
20 minutes. I'm talking to her, and I says, "You know what? Give me a number. We'll go out to dinner." So she hit
Oh
her number.
shit.
So Richie was like, "How the hell did you do that?" I says, "I don't know. I asked her for the number."
See?
Yep.
Did you guys
Yep.
ever? Let me ask you a question. Did you guys ever have a chick, right? That's like up your like really likes you and likes you like when you're in school or something, and you're like, yeah, fuck her. And then all of a sudden you find out she don't like you no more. She likes another guy. Now you like her. Now you want to get, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean?
You always want what you can't have, right, Greg? You always
Oh
want what
yeah,
you
man.
can't have.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, hang
I
on
was
to that thought. We got to take our
We got a
last
commercial.
quick
One
break.
commercial, Jim. Don't go away, Jimmy.
Jim,
We'll give
this will
the commercial.
remind you of Cafe Royale a
Jim,
little
watch
bit.
this
Check these
commercial.
bills out.
Watch this commercial.
I
Ready?
got a lot of stories, Joe, at Cafe Royale, man.
There is some nice looking.
There he is.
I don't want to say something out of line. Jimmy is.
Yeah. What happened?
Now he was showing the wrestling chicks. Hey, Deanne, how you doing, hon?
Oh, they showed the wrestling?
Yeah, the wrestling chicks. Your door's
Lingerie
open.
MMA.
Oh.
Let me just get back to where I was.
Does anybody want to ask Jimmy any questions? You just want to hear Jimmy?
Yeah,
Jimmy
I'm
can tell
going to
you
look
some.
through it here. Angelo talked about homo trend. Remember we were talking about that, Greg?
Yes.
Guys use the excuse they want to blow another guy. They say they're on trend and they're so horny, not enough women.
I don't know about that, man.
I mean, they
I don't care how
want
much
that.
trend I'm on. I ain't doing that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Steve right
Yep,
there.
it is Steve.
He's dying to meet. He would love to meet you, my friend Steve. Steve Z right there.
Hey, Steve. I'm trying to see if let me scroll a little bit.
So who did that, Greg? Who said that they gave head to a guy because they want a lot of trend?
I don't know. Somebody was telling me. Joe says that because they get
Posted on
crazy.
Instagram somewhere.
Oh,
Yeah, somebody
yeah.
told me. I don't know who originated it, but I was told by somebody who read it and said that some bodybuilders do gay not for pay, but because they're so horny from trend, they can't always get a girl. I'm like, oh, they want.
I mean, I know guys that did that stuff. There was this one bodybuilding guy who was nuts. This guy used to take trip. He used to take acid, do squats and shit. This was down in Florida when I was staying with Mike Quinn.
Acid and do squats.
Yeah, he used to do acid, man. And he was tripping, and
That's
he was doing,
insane, bro.
yeah, doing squat. I forget his name, Duffy or something like that. He did gay porn movies.
Christian Duffy.
That's the guy. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I know. I used to see him all the time outside Johnny Lat's gym. He'd be walking with this little Asian boy holding hands. He became a porn star by the name of Bull Stanton.
Yeah, did he pass away? I mean, I heard he passed away.
You know, I think he did pass away. I gotta ask Dave.
Yeah.
He was a big guy.
We talked about that on Dave's show once. Right? I was staying with Mike Quinn down in Florida because he opened up a Gold's Gym.
Wait, who? Mike Quinn's dead. You mean Jim Quinn?
No, Mike Quinn. Yeah, Mike when he was alive. I
thought you meant he was staying there now. Are you going to go down to see him? Or?
No, this is going back when when I was.
Oh yeah.
Middle of my weightlifting career. So yeah, I went down to Mike because he was opening up the gym and he wanted me to do a seminar. So I was training in the gym a couple of days before, and that guy Duffy was there. And he was dropping acid. He told me too. He goes, I just dropped acid a half hour ago. I'm tripping my balls off. I said, that's good, man. I said, that's and then he started doing squats, and I'm saying to myself, how the hell is this guy tripping doing squats? I said, he must be out of his skull,
Yeah.
So then we all went to dinner that night, and he had his girlfriend at the time, I forgot her name, but we were all sitting at the table. Duffy was sitting across from me. His girlfriend was sitting next to me, and she's trying to go under the table to get at me, and I kept pushing her. I kept pushing her away. What is this? These people are nuts, man. Your boyfriend's right there. What do you want to do? You want to give me a head under the table? I mean, I kept pushing her away. You know what I mean? But it was crazy times, man.
Yeah, Duffy was crazy.
Then we went to Club Boca that night, and Barry DeMay was there, but he don't recall the story. But he was hanging out with us that night too, with Mike and everything. It was crazy, man. Crazy. Club Boca. Never forget that.
You know what's funny? What's his name? Joe and I did a show with a television show with Vinny Paz, right? You remember Vinny Pazienza, right? And he was talking and he was telling me, "Fuck,
I know
Mike
Vinny,
Quinn." Yeah, he was like, because him and Mike Quinn were really close friends for the longest time.
Yeah, I remember.
And I was friends with Mike, but he's too fucking left and right, left and right, left and. And Pazienza was telling me, bro, I can't hang out with him. He would be getting in fights or starting fights, and then I'd have to jump in and shit. You know what I mean? He was saying shit to me about that. But because Mike Quinn, he got knocked out down there by some fucking.
You talking about Mike Quinn?
Yeah. Yep.
Mighty Mike.
Yeah.
He was fucking nuts, right? He was off his rocker for a long time.
Yeah, he's bipolar, really bad. He was a good guy, but his girlfriend.
I liked Mike, man. I did. I liked Mike.
No, I loved Mike. He was a great guy. I loved Mike. He was a great. His girlfriend though was living with Bob Bonham. It was a strange.
You remember?
No, she just died before Bob died. Fuck, I can't remember her name because this is later. When he died. I'm saying because she had, I don't know, he started living with his parents again, and then she couldn't live with him, so she had nowhere to go. So Bob rented a room out in his place for her, and then Quinn would come over, Bob was like the father. Yes, can I see you make Mary Anthony?
Yeah. So this is up in Jersey?
No, this is in Florida because Bob was in Florida when he died.
Oh, right. Yeah, he moved to Florida.
It was in Florida, but it was Quinn's girlfriend.
I remember.
Quentin died not too long ago, too, right?
Yeah, but I think 2 years ago, maybe something like that.
It's a few years, I think. Yeah, I don't even know what he died of. I think because I lost once I left Florida, I lost contact with Mike a little bit, So life goes on. You start doing your thing, and
but he became kind of a recluse, Jimmy. He was a little bit he was living with his father and mother, I think. He was okay. He was good, Bob. We would go over to Bob's.
Mike Quinn posted on Facebook a lot, those last
he used to
8 years.
I'm Mike and I've known fucking Mike, my God, since the 80s, you know what I mean? But he just, he had his demons. We all do, but not like that. You know what I mean? That was what are we talking about today?
Anything and everything.
Yes,
now,
it's just a shame. Mike was you know, he was built like had a good physique on him too back
Oh, he
then.
had a great
And
great
He was
physique.
fucking wide as a house, man.
yeah,
Big
he really
dude.
was, man. He was in a movie too. He did a movie with Swenson. Remember that guy Swenson? He was on the tank.
Jeep
And,
Swenson, yes.
yeah,
Oh,
you remember him?
yeah.
Yes.
He was a big dude too. He died too, right?
Yeah, he died a long time ago. That fucker, I saw that fucker in person. He was in like 450 pounds. He was so big. It was unbelievable. I got there at Gold's Gym right after he beat the shit out of Tom Platz out in the parking lot.
Yeah,
Remember?
that
Yeah,
dude
this
was
is
big.
like, it was a long time ago, like 82 or something like that. And it
Yeah.
was,
He was like a lumberjack dude. He wasn't so much like a bodybuilder, right? He was just
no,
a
it
big.
wasn't, but he was a strong man, like
Yeah, that's
strongman.
what he was. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Like sling, he could lift up that concrete ball and shit like that. He was a monster, though.
Like Sven Carlson. Remember Sven Carlson?
Yeah, I know. I remember all those guys. They were all
Yeah.
what's his name there too? Magnus von Magnus. That fucking guy.
I did an appearance with Sven in Boston. We did an appearance together.
He's like
He was,
six what? Sven. He's
Sven, he was
like,
yeah, he was
isn't he like
6'4",
6?
5.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was.
he was like 425 pounds too. That guy, he was a big man.
That's the way Swenson was. He was like 6'6", something like
Yeah,
that. You know,
yeah,
and
yeah.
these guys are like walls. You know what I mean?
And who
But
was that other guy that I don't know if he passed away. He was big too. That guy, what the fuck was it? He tried to get a job with Metrex when I was working there. He used to sweat to death at the booths. Just
oh,
sitting
you're
there.
talking about Greg Kovacs.
Yeah, Craig. Yeah. One time I seen him at the booth. I don't know what show we were at, and I went up to the table. He had one of those portable fans, you know, and he was just sweating. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I'm like, holy shit, that don't look healthy. You know, so I
Do
went
you
up
know
to him
he
and
had
said
a
hello.
little? His girl had a little fan this big, and she would sit next to him sometimes and blow.
Yeah,
him
the guy
like
was
that.
like overheating, like an old car. You know,
He used to not.
He might have been
he-
the biggest
he-
guy ever, right? Would you say he's the biggest guy
Yeah,
of
he
all
was.
Craig
Yeah,
Kovacs?
he was.
giant
Yeah.
big?
Sheer
Everywhere.
mass.
Yeah.
Is he
was
still
tall,
alive?
too.
Is Craig still alive?
No, he passed away. No, he
He
passed
He did
away.
too, huh?
Do you know that his fucking girlfriend used to have to follow him in the bathroom and wipe his ass from? That's true.
He
Couldn't wipe
Couldn't
his
reach,
ass.
because he couldn't reach around, right?
Yeah, when you're that like that, that's something. You know, then it's time to say,
I
okay.
struggle with that too myself. I have to push my arm against the wall or something, you know.
You call Deanne and come in. I gotta. Oh, Dad.
Yeah, nah, I'm not gonna do that yet. You know,
You got to get a bidet.
yeah, bidet, yeah. I use the garden hose, Joe, out back.
Yeah, there you go. And you drink from it afterwards. Coldest water in town.
Jimmy, John Scuderi sent me a bidet. I got it in the back room. I got to put it on.
Oh,
He
yeah, you
sent
got a
me-
bidet?
Yeah, John Scuderi sent me a bidet. He asked,
Oh, it's like
Phil,
connected to
did
the
he hook
toilet?
up the bidet?
Okay, it's got it.
Yeah, you shoot the water up your ass.
Yeah, I never used one, man, but you know, I'm sure
I
it's
used it
nice.
in like on vacation in Europe.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
It feels nice, you know. I just did it after I finished wiping. Then I did that just to give it a little spruce, and then I pat dry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of cool.
That's good.
I don't know if I'd use it every day if I had one, but it was, you know, just. To
I
give
saw
it.
it when I went to Amsterdam with Keith Angeline and all those guys from the Metrex crew at that time, and they had it in the room. They had the toilet, and then they had the thing there.
Next to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was so drunk I almost pissed in the fucking thing. I didn't realize.
Yeah,
at
I didn't
first.
even know what the hell it was. I had to ask Keith what the hell. I don't use that shit. You know what I mean? But
You thought it was a water fountain. Yeah.
I don't. Yeah. You're right. I don't know what it was.
There's short over here in Amsterdam.
I'll never forget that Amsterdam, man. We went to this place called the Bulldog Cafe. It was like
It's nuts over there.
yeah, you walk in there and they sold pot and hash.
Yeah.
Right? This is going back, you know, it wasn't legal or nothing, but over there it was. So you
Yeah.
go to
Oh,
the
Amsterdam.
Bulldog Cafe, you sit down, they hand you a freaking menu. I swear, you know, the lady comes over and you're reading the menu and it says hashish,
Drug,
you know,
brownies,
opiated hash, you know,
Yeah.
this kind of weed. And I'm like, what the hell? I says, really? She says, yeah. So I ordered it, and then you got to go downstairs in a little window, and you buy it, you know. And the guy throws it through the window, and you go back upstairs, you smoke. Meanwhile, the cops are all over the place, but I guess it's legal there. So after
Look
we
at
left that
Amsterdam.
bar,
They
yeah,
got
it's
the
like it's legal.
prostitutes in the window.
Oh,
Huh?
yeah, the whores in the window. The red light district.
It's in the
Was that-
window.
Yeah.
the
I
whores in the
went.
window.
We're on the
Yeah,
floor.
I
The guy
we
goes,
went down there to check
Next
it
door
out.
is
You know.
the fucking free school. next to the one of the hula houses was a fucking kid school, preschool. Like,
Yeah, but
Oh
out
yeah,
there,
really?
chicks walk
it
naked. It's
was like, yeah,
topless.
nobody mixed. You know, they didn't mingle with each other. They were just two
Yeah,
businesses
yeah.
that happened to miss each other. I just thought it was a little odd. You know, if my kid was going there, I'd feel a little weird about it. But you know, but yeah, Amsterdam
Oh.
is fucking nuts, man. That's a nutty thing. Greg Hoffman wants to know, Greg, do you think Amin is judging federal glutes in prison? No.
No.
You know, Joe.
Hopefully he gets
You know
out
a guy named Big Bear, 69.
Yeah, he's
Oh, Jesus.
What's
Oh,
with
God.
what's with him? You know, somebody texted me one night. I'm not saying it's this guy, but ever since George put my number on
No, it
worldwide
is.
display,
Wait, let me
This guy.
find the
It
comment.
is. That's the guy who text messaged you because he's saying right here. I'm seeing him. Jimmy,
Yeah,
did you
I'm
ever
looking for
get
it.
the interview request for MSM article? Left messages. So that's him.
Yeah.
oh, I don't know. Well, he left like regular messages, right?
I guess so. Yeah, he must have got your number. Bear, be careful. Because he's done, I've had a few issues with him. It's cool now, but I'm just saying.
He's incognito. So
These guys, you gotta understand, these guys think because they see you and they like you on a thing here, that they can get your personal number and just start calling you all hours of the night and then start talking to you.
I was getting phone calls all that, but anyway, one night I got up because I get up like 12:30 for work, and I sit on the toilet. That's when I go on Instagram and Facebook quick when I'm on the toilet because I really don't have a lot of time. So when I get up in the morning, I go on the toilet, right? So I go on my phone. I'm sitting there on the toilet, and I get a text from this unknown number, and it says, Jimmy the Bull, nobody wants you on the show, you cripple fuck, right? So
No.
so I'm reading this. I'm like, well, he got the cripple part right. I said, but I said, I have a lot of fans on the show that do like me on the show. I'm doing the show, over 15 years. You know?
Forever.
So you're always going to have your haters. So I started to text this long thing back to him, about how miserable his life must be. And I was like going on and on with the texting, and then I was like, what the fuck am I doing, man? Why am I even responding to this guy? So I deleted all the texts and I never answered it back. Then I blocked his number, but he probably uses different numbers because that's what these people do. Yeah.
That's what they do.
I never even knew you could do that till like a year or two ago. People they could buy numbers and use them, and
and it look like it's coming from the guy
or somebody else, or just a weird number.
Wait, see now,
Yeah.
Wait, I'm just reading it. I'm reading a text here from Big Bad Bear, and Big Bad Bear, you have to understand something. He said, "I never text Jimmy. I just called him."
Even
no, I think I remember him calling
voicemail.
me. Yeah, I think I remember him calling me. I don't think it was him that texted me that message. That was like a European number. But like I said again, they use numbers, so I don't know where it came from. But I'm not saying it was. It was.
But you guys can't just do that. Call people, because then it gets out of control. You know what I'm saying? And then you say something stupid, and then, it's not. That's not.
Yeah, I usually ignore it, Greg. But I don't think it was this guy. I remember him calling me though. This guy, I do remember him calling.
He did say.
I'm not saying the other guy saying that nobody likes you. He likes you, Big Bear.
No. The Big Bear didn't say anything, bad or something like that.
Right.
This was like a random text I got.
I don't think that he sent. Right. I don't think he was trolling you, but I do think he likes you. And I think that I understand it, but he has to understand that what we do on these shows and what we do privately. It's our private lives. You can't mix into that. You know what I mean? I got and that could also if you feed that cat, Jimmy, it could fucking become a nightmare. You know what I mean? So you don't want to feed that cat. Yeah, become a lion.
Listen, there are some fans that I interact with. I mean, I have a few that I've been talking to for years.
Right.
I
interact
friends
with some
of mine.
as well.
I do. I have a couple of truck drivers out in the Midwest. They send me videos going across the road with snow and shit, middle of nowhere, and then I'll send them one going through the city, you know what I mean? So I have friends, I have another friend of mine, Joseph. He drives a UPS truck. He's a bodybuilder. I haven't talked to him in a while though, Joseph, but I converse with him, And so I have there's a few of them that I talk.
But you want
I do too. But I'm calling.
As long as they're cool. As long as they're cool, Greg. You know, they start getting stupid, then I got to cut them off and block the number. But, you know, like I said, they use all these different numbers today. So I don't know how to do that shit. But,
Yeah.
you know, I'm old school type of guy. You know, you're respectful to
Me
me.
too.
I'm respectful back. I'm not a, you know, I'm not like, you know, some big movie star. I'm not going to talk to you. I mean, you know, but if you're cool to me, I'll talk to you. You know what I mean? I talk to a lot of fans, you
I
know,
do too, but
so.
I can't have people call my house and stuff, especially 11:30 at
Yeah,
night.
I
I
don't.
can't,
Well,
I
that
can't do
one
that.
phone
I
call was
do know
2 in the morning. That one text there, Greg. That guy told me. He said nobody wants you on the show. It was right after Dave's show because I mentioned it when I did Dave's show. George did the number thing the week before, right? So what happened was,
Fucking George.
you know, I got a lot of phone calls, but then it died down, right? I guess people,
Right.
whatever. So then I mentioned it on the show Tuesday. I said, you know, thanks, George. I'm getting phone calls from Portugal, Venezuela, you know, all these weird fucking phone calls and shit. And he said he was, you know, he apologized because he didn't mean it. George didn't realize, you know. So,
No, I mean George is an
but
innocent guy. Yeah.
so then what happened? I must have rekindled that whole thing. So maybe that person went back to last week's show and got the number.
That's the number.
And right, and then text me and said,
Ah.
nobody wants you on the show, you cripple fuck, you know. And I was like, yeah, well, you know, that's whatever, man. You know,
Yeah, just Google his number and find out his information. And if I could tell him,
yeah.
I'll call you back.
Listen,
I'll
I
call
don't
your
even know what the
mommy and
guy.
your daddy.
Listen, I lifted a lot of fucking weight for a lot of fucking years and heavy,
I
you know.
know.
So, you know, if I don't continue training, you know, like all my old injuries start to surface, the shoulder, the back, you know, things actually get worse if I
Right.
don't keep training, you know. So sometimes
Yeah.
I can't because of you know, I'm busy, and I let a few weeks go. Maybe I'll do train once or twice in 3 weeks, and then I start to feel everything, you know. And I got to get back into the gym more. I got to do at least 4 days a week, at least. I mean, how many days a week you train, Greg?
I only train weights twice a week. Monday nights and Saturdays in the afternoon. That's it. Just 2 days. That's it. I can't. But those
You
two
train
days.
2 days a week? That's it?
That's it. Never more. Nope.
Really?
Nope.
How
I
about you,
can't.
Joe? You still training or not?
Yeah, I do 4. If I can get a 5th day in, I do, but usually 4.
But
Yeah.
see, as you get older,
If I could train 4 days, you know, if I could do 4 days a week, man, I would be in really good shape. You know what I
all
mean?
you
Jim,
But
need.
even 2 days.
yeah,
If you know
because you
what's
know,
when you
I still train hard.
but I train really hard for those 2 days. Like I do, like like heavy duty and fucking and John
I
Defender's
get it.
intensity side. But the thing is, I need those days to recuperate, and I seem to grow more now as I, that
Yeah, I got you.
I'm not on no cycles or any of that shit. But the thing is, that's the way my body's responding because I hit it so many times over so many years. You know,
Absolutely. So you know, it's funny. I went to that gym where what's his name passed away. His mother has like a gym in her garage down in Florida in Spring Hill, and he died. That guy, he was a young guy. What the hell was his name?
Boston
recent.
Lloyd.
Yeah, Boyston
Oh,
Lloyd, right?
Boston Lloyd.
So
Okay.
I went into this gym um, in Florida, and I just wanted to train, you know. And I went there. My friend Victor told me to go to this gym, and I went to the wrong gym. I went to another gym, right? Because you know my navigation sucks. So anyway, I walk in this gym, and it was this guy Mike. I guess he was the owner. I said, you know, I want to just train for the day. You know, I just want to do like 45 minutes. So he looked at me, he laughed. He goes, yeah, sure. And 2 hours later, right? I go, no. I just want to do 40 minutes. You know. He goes, I'm just telling you now, we got no air conditioning here. I said, it's fine. You know, I like gyms like that. You know.
Yeah.
So I went into the gym and I did a back workout, right? I mean, we're talking about there was sand in the gym on the floor from when he had the door open, the wind blowing in. It actually was becoming like a beach in part of the gym. There was a little sand. There was cobwebs. I was doing lat pull downs. I'm looking up. I see a giant cobweb on top of the machine.
Ah,
All
Oh my
rust.
God.
Yeah, it was like something out of like a horror movie. But the gym was. I got a tremendous pump. I did back. And I did like 2 hours. I couldn't stop. I was
so the
sweating.
guy was right.
Yeah, yeah, he was right. Yeah, I was sweating.
You gave him a
I
fucking
did one arm
compliment.
rows. I haven't done one arm rows in years because of my back. So I was leaning on the dumbbell rack and I was just, you know, cranking on the 120s, you know, and I was like, holy shit, I felt fantastic, you know. And I
Yeah.
gotta say, after I looked in the mirror and I was like, I looked like I grew a half inch all around just from that workout. Because, like Greg said, I trained so many years
That's
that
what it is.
now if I hit the gym like that once or twice a week, I blow up. I mean, I can actually see the difference in my body, from the 1 or 2 workouts, because I train hard with those 1 or 2 workouts. I don't, I hit it. You know what I mean? I mean, when I did that back workout at that gym, I couldn't move for fucking 2 days after that, man. I was on Advils, man. I was sore.
I can't. That's like me with the
But
leg work.
then I found out that Boston Lloyd works out there, because when I was leaving, I was talking to the owner a little bit, and he's like, "Yeah," he goes, "Boston Lloyd, trained here." I said, "Really?" I said, "Yeah, I know Boston, because he used to come on our show once in a while, And he goes, "Yeah, before he passed away, he came here and he was doing the machine and he was laying on the floor. He was exhausted. He wasn't feeling good." I said, "That's a shame, And then he went home, and I guess he died like a day or 2 later. So I don't know what he passed away from. Do you know what he passed
Kidney,
away from?
He had like a heart attack, like type,
wasn't it
like an
kidney
aneurysm or
issue
something like that.
also?
What's that?
Didn't he have like a kidney failure also?
He
And
was in kidney failure and everything, but he had like some sort of almost like an aneurysm. It was something that Dave told me that it was like hereditary, and he knew he had it.
Ah,
You know what I mean? And I think
young guy.
yeah, and it went right
Yeah.
to his heart, and bam, he had gone to the gym. He had not felt well. He got home, and then he was in his kitchen, and he just said, "I don't feel good." And all of a sudden, boom, and that was it.
really?
Yeah, he was a
Shame.
good guy. I like him. You know what's funny? He's like the kind of kid who could never bullshit or lie to you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. He was a good guy.
I liked him too. I mean, he was on the show. I think he was actually on the show when we were in Westbury, when
Yeah,
Dave was
yes,
doing
he
the show.
was, and he brought
He
his
was,
wife.
Him and Amanda were
And
on in the
everybody's
studio.
wait, no, not Amanda.
Amanda Palumbo is not the
That's-
Amanda.
Yeah, wait, not Amanda.
That's Dave's wife.
Ariella Palumbo.
Ariella.
Ariella.
All right. I had
Holy
the A.
shit, Amanda's
I
Dave's
know.
wife.
I don't know. We're
Because
gonna
she
get
has the
that
same
figured
last
out.
name as Dave. Everybody's like, "Is that
They
Dave?"
thought it was his daughter, right? Then they used to
Yeah.
say Boston's dating Dave's daughter.
Yeah, people say that stuff.
Yeah.
so he came on
They
in
were both
Westbury,
down there.
right?
Yeah, yes.
When we were doing the show at the studio.
Yes, and he did. He came there and he sat in. You were sitting right there. I remember. I think you were sitting at the table. She was blonde and boss. Yes, you're right. I remember seeing you in that interview.
Yeah.
Oh shit,
remember
that's
that.
funny.
I remember Dave. I
That's
used to
funny.
kill. When Dave went away one time, he had to go. He went to Saudi Arabia or some shit. I don't know where he went. And he's like, "Jimmy, you run the show." So that's when what's his name was doing the background work. What the hell is it? Jeff, the producer, right?
Jeff,
remember?
producer.
You remember him? Yeah.
All right.
So I brought all my friends on, man. That one night, right? They're coming. They were drinking beers, smoking pot. The show was going nuts. I tell you, and the show was like really well received, because like we were just going nuts on the show and shit, because Dave was away, and Jeff was hysterical. He's like, "Holy shit," I had
That's
people
funny.
all over the studio, man, sitting against the wall, sitting on the table.
That's did our show, Jimmy, the one that you were on, the first Greg and Joe show, remember?
Yes.
What was that?
In
Remember
Ronkonkoma, when we did the first Greg and Joe TV show, Jeff was the one that filmed
Jeff
that.
was remember you were there with us, and
Tina,
we were at an
Latight.
office. We were at Joe worked for Sports Magazine, Sports Scene or something, and
Yeah.
we went to the office. We had the Tina Latighton there, the girl, remember?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was the two
Yeah,
of
you were
guys.
there. Matter of fact, there was a globe there, and you went into the flat Earth thing with us.
Oh, that was great.
How long
Yeah.
ago was that?
Oh God,
2018, I think, right,
yeah,
Greg?
that was a long time ago, Jimmy. It was
17 or
around
18.
2008. Yeah.
Yeah, 7 years
That was a long
almost.
time ago.
Yeah. Wow.
My God, it's going on. Yeah, it's like fucking
Yeah.
yeah.
Jeff
Holy
was
shit.
us then. Yeah, Jeff's good guy, man. He was
Yeah, I don't
Is
know
he
what
still
happened
around,
with Dave,
Joe?
but
I haven't seen
Yeah.
him in a long
Oh,
time.
I know.
He-
I know
he-
what
he
happened
calls
with him.
me.
and Dave.
he calls me every once in a while. Jeff says hello, happy, happy New Year, Merry Christmas.
He's
He
doing
does
all right?
that. Yeah, he's
He's
doing
doing-
all right. Yeah.
Good.
He always says, "Let's get together." I mean, you always say that to everybody. Let's get together.
Oh,
It
yeah,
never
yeah.
happens. Yeah.
Months
Let's get a
passed.
hamburger. Let's go out, and then 3
Yeah.
years goes by. It's like
I
it's-
know.
I'm
It
like, you know what,
happens.
man? I'm 66. It's like I'm like, when I was just talking to somebody today about
I'm right there
something.
with you.
Yeah, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's 4 or 5 years already. I said, oh, Jesus Christ, where'd that go? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Jimmy, that thing I did with you and Gary was 2008
what thing
in
was?
Little Italy when we went to eat out in Little Italy.
Yeah.
That was
That was
2008. Went to
2008.
co-op
Yeah,
in the kitchen in the back there.
that was
Yeah.
2008.
That
Yeah.
was great. That was so good, that video. With the hats, you guys had that fucking
Yeah.
grease ball.
Dude,
Yeah, we pulled up
you're
in the.
looking at in another 2 years. That's 20 years ago, Jimmy.
Holy
Wow.
shit!
Fucking
Because that
nuts.
dinner was 20 years ago. When I
I
spotted
can't
you, when
believe that.
you did that 600-pound reverse on stage at the Women's Extravaganza. That was like 2001, 2002.
Was it really?
Yeah, that's over fucking. That's like almost 25 years ago.
Because
Yeah.
I never forget that Bob got in touch with me, and he says, I want you to. I'm having the extravaganza. He goes, you got to come.
Yes.
And I was like, all right, Bob. I went. They had my poster hanging up. He was a good guy, Bob. And I remember doing the thing on the stage. Yeah, I mean, joking,
Remember
making
that shit?
jokes.
I was like, there's
I
pictures of
had the
me with you and
microphone. I'm emceeing my own show, and you were there.
yeah, I was with you. It was just you and I on stage. There's great
Yeah.
pictures of that. And you're talking to me while you're wrapping your hands. And I said, Jimmy,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, nobody's going to be on either side of this bar. I'm going to be in the middle. And I'm
You
thinking
gotta get
600
this on
pounds.
your own.
And I said to you, I said, Jesus Christ, Jimmy, please, I
Yeah.
can't deadlift fucking shit. So you better get this shit. And he goes, don't worry about it. Gets on there, we take it off. Boom, 1, 2, 3, at that.
Yeah.
And he did it easy.
I tell you the truth,
Reverse bench.
it's not even a deadlift, Greg, because you got to lean over.
Right,
you
I
know.
would have to be like it's more
It's
like
I
an
mean,
really
it's like
a
it's almost God
spot.
forbid if I dropped it, it's almost impossible for somebody to lift that in that
It's
position.
all,
Yeah, there's
I
just
got
no way.
pictures. I got pictures of it. It was like I would have had to do an upright row. Now back then I was a lot bigger. I was juiced out of my
Yeah,
mind. But
yeah,
still,
yeah.
Jimmy
No,
did it like this: 1, 2, 3. Did 3 reps with it. I was hoping to one clean rep. I was thank you. He did 3.
You saw him go for a second. You're like, oh fuck.
Reverse, but this is reverse bench though. It's not benching like this. He did
Oh,
it like this,
yeah.
down to his chest.
And I always bench thumbless too. I never use my thumbs
Full split.
I always use thumbless. Which is dangerous because your hand could just snap forward.
Yes.
But I
yes.
always I was
Softer on that.
I was stronger thumbless for some reason. But I told that story on Dave's show a long time ago when I went to Staten Island and they did a seminar at the Gold's Gym there, and I went up to 855, and I had this guy spot me. Nice guy, I gave him my strap. He strapped in, and I did 855. I did it 2 times, and I was feeling strong. So I said, let me go for a third one. Fuck it. And I went for the third one, and it didn't happen. It came crashing down.
How,
Right? Yeah, I should have just stayed with the 2, but I had to go for the 3, right? And it kept crashing down, and the guy's hand was stuck in my chest, right?
oh fuck.
Under the bar, right? And I was stuck there, and I'm holding my breath because I knew if I exhaled, the bar was gonna just crush me, man, because it was 855,
Jesus.
and it was, of course, on 1.25 inches diameter across my rib cage, So I was holding my breath, so they were all trying to take the plates off and stuff, and I was trying to talk to them. I was trying to tell them, no, just lift it off me. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I couldn't talk because I couldn't let any air out. So I had the bar on me. This kid was pinned on my chest, and I'm trying to talk. I'm going, I couldn't talk because I had to keep the air in there, So finally they got it. I think it was 2 guys on each end. It was like several guys. They finally got the bar over my knee, like over my knees. They launched it. They managed to take a couple plates off. Then they launched the bar. It was a lot of weight.
That's
And
fucking.
they went over my knees. And this poor guy, he was using
man.
my strap, right? So he was using one of these, right? He was strapped to the bar, right? And he went flying over my legs, and it was a dumbbell
shit,
because
really?
I was doing dumbbell flies prior to that, so they were like laying by my feet, the dumbbells, and he went flying over the bar, and he hit his head right on the dumbbell, right, because he was attached to the bar. So so they got him off the bar. They got him up. They had to get a towel. He was bleeding like all hell, man. I felt so bad for the guy, man.
That's crazy.
And so anyway, make a long story short, I was hurting myself because they rolled me like a pizza dough in the beginning. So
Oh shit.
when the ball was up here, my bread basket, when they were trying to roll it down, they couldn't lift it, so they were rolling it, And when they got down towards my hips, I felt all my internal organs coming out my ass. I felt it. You ever see one of those toys you squeeze and it comes out of the bottom? I felt everything coming out of the ass. Right? I'm like, and I was going, no, because I thought I was gonna have an explosion. All my testes gonna be laying on the ground. So that's when they finally got another guy on each side, and they got it over my legs, and the guy hit his head. So I had to go to the hospital that night. So anyway, before I left, the kid comes over. I'll never forget it, right? Because I had 8x10s there. I was charging $10 a pop at the time, which I should have just gave him out, with a fucking $10. What's that going to do for me? Anyway, the kid comes over with my picture, bleeding, the rag on his head, and he's got my picture, and he wanted me to sign it, I said, yeah, I'll sign it. And I signed it. I go, give me $10, so he gives me the $10, and then I left, and I'm riding to the hospital with my friends. And I'm like, I can't believe I charged that guy $10. The poor guy cracked his skull open.
Shit.
He spotted me. He went flying over me, hit his head. I mean, his head split open, and I charged the poor bastard $10 for the photo. I felt so bad about that. I couldn't go back though, but it was like, so I went to the hospital. I told the doctor what happened, and I went to the emergency room, and the doctor says, yeah, he goes, they did like a CAT scan on me. And he says, yeah, he says, all your organs are bruised, from the ribs down.
Really?
Yeah, I bruised all my organs. I don't know what he saw, but he says, I can't believe you didn't break any ribs. And I said, Doc, I was holding my breath like you can't believe. I was like a cinder block. I was holding my breath so tight. I wouldn't let that bar crush my ribs in. You know what I mean? Because I knew if I let my air out, it was going down. These guys weren't.
That's what I was afraid was going to happen with me. If you couldn't get that, I knew I'd be leaned over, and there's nobody. But I don't understand why Bob didn't have somebody on this side and somebody on that side. You know what I mean? Melly Mel was there. He was standing right over there. I was just with him before he spotted you. And I'm thinking, get your ass over here. Fucking get on one side. Somebody else get over,
I tell you the truth. I mean, when I was in California, I did that 1,000-pound same way.
Yeah. Holy Christ.
That was scary shit too.
Reverse grip or
no?
Straight?
I did a regular thumbless grip on that. So Don Ross was there at the time, and we loaded up like 1,000. I worked my way up. I did 6 something, 7, 8. I was working my way up. And
right.
So we loaded it up to 1,000 pounds. Steve Blackman was there too. I think was Steve there? No, maybe Steve wasn't there for that one. Anyway, I loaded up, and Don Ross comes over. He goes, yo, Bull. I says, yeah. He goes, you got to go a little over 1,000. I says, why? He goes, because he wants to write it up in MD. The Iron Bull breaks the half-ton barrier. He was thinking about what it was going to say. And I'm like, that's what you're thinking about. You know what I mean? So we put like 2.5s on. We made like 1,015 or whatever it was. And then that's what I did. I had the kid Eric, my friend Eric, spot me, and I did that 1,015. That was some scary shit, man. That was scary.
But you were so fucking jacked and shit. I remember that. I
had a lot of strength, Greg. I really did. I mean, I put that 1,000 pounds up, man. I had the guy spot me like you did, and people talked a lot of shit about it. And they said, what can he do without a spotter?
Bullshit. Let them try, bro. I remember you with fucking in World's Gym in Thornwood down there with you when you were with Rita. She was spotting. You remember? Rita?
Yeah. I always told people, people always told me, how come you didn't go for the world record? What's up with you? How come, why don't you go? Because I only weighed, I was like 219 my whole career. I was very light.
That's the thing. Jimmy had a small waist. His ass was small. His hips were small. So
he had a 29-inch waist, man.
He wasn't like one of these other power lifters that like fucking get up there. They're 300 pounds, but their torso alone is fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I had a 29-inch waist.
No, he had a small ass.
10% body fat. Anyway, so people, you'll say, Jimmy, how come you don't go for a record, man? I said, listen, man, I almost did go for the record with Tom Ciola, but I didn't. So what happened was I always said to them, listen, man, this is what I do, okay? I bench enormous weight when a friend spot me. That's what I do.
Right.
I've taken 500 and repped it in gyms and stuff like that, but I never went really nuts. I always did it. I always use a spotter. I like to do reps with the spotter. Kept my strength up.
Right.
So I used to tell the people, why do I gotta, listen, I looked at it like a marketing, way, right? Like, well, if I did 1,015 on the bench with a spotter, right, at 219 body weight, I
Right.
don't know anybody else that did that, right? So
No.
I was like, I was like, why do I have to? If I go to a bench competition and I bench, I don't know, 700 legit, right, with the clap and all that bullshit, right? And I really couldn't get any more than that in competition style. Now, Jimmy the Iron Bull is doing seminars all over the place, doing 800, 900,000 with a spotter, right? People could say that's all bullshit because he's only good for 700 in a competition. So all that other stuff is crap. So I never gave anybody the real number. Why should I give the real fucking number? I do what I do. You fucking do it. You get a friend, get under 1,015 and give it a shot. Why do I gotta conform to you and do? I said I don't know anybody who broke a world record on a bench that made any kind of fucking money. They're all broke. All my friends that broke records. So
Yeah.
I do
That's true.
entertainment. I'm doing I'm doing these bench seminars. I'm not giving anybody a real number. They still can't do what I do, and I'm
Yeah, but
doing entertainment. And I thought I brought excitement to the powerlifting world and the bodybuilding world
yeah,
because
but
I
you
look
didn't
like a
just do bench,
bodybuilder.
bro. You
No,
weren't
I did
just
all
doing bench.
I did
You were
all that
taking
shit.
fucking 200-pound dumbbells and curling them fucking things,
I did
doing
all that,
side
man. I used to do kickbacks with 180s, skull
That's
crushers
what
with
I'm
six and
saying.
change, seated presses.
Imagine a kickback.
I was at the World's Gym in Babylon that one night,
Teens.
and I had 6 plates on each side. I was doing presses, 6 plate, sitting, presses, like
Press behind the neck, yeah.
yeah, man. And I used to do it in front, never
I
did
seen you
behind that.
do
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I used to do it to my
Military.
chin. I used to bring it. Yeah, right. And I never seen anybody duplicate that. So I was like, what the hell what do I gotta go to a competition for and give the crowd a real number? I ain't doing that bullshit, man. I said, leave it a mystery. I used to
That's
tell
right.
them this. I used to say this too. I used to go, imagine this. Imagine you. I used to put it into like layman terms. I said, go in the backyard in the summertime. You look at the sky, right, at night, and you say, wow, look at all those stars, man. It's beautiful out, right? And nobody knows how far they really are. I mean, I do, but nobody else does, right? So they look at the stars and they go, wow, it's gorgeous. I said, yeah, but imagine if you knew how far they were, exactly how many miles away those stars. Would they look as fascinating to you if you actually knew how far they were? No, you're looking at them in awe because you don't know how far they're just out in the
So
space of
far,
the
you can
universe,
still see it.
right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, right. So you're like,
Right.
wow, look at that. You know what I mean? Like,
So you're
that's
saying
Take
it.
it
put it
out.
in bench press perspective. It's like perspective. You're saying it's more like, you know, first of all, a lot of those guys that can bench can only bench. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Guys who
exactly.
squat only.
Yeah.
Not too many can do both. And then they're
Right.
not doing fucking 200-pound curls or fucking
Exactly.
side laterals with fucking like
Yeah,
crazy
I
numbers.
did all that shit.
That's
All
what
of
I
it.
know you did. I seen
I
it.
know, I know,
I've been in the gym. I'm saying, but you were fucking curling like fucking 200-pound dumbbells like this. Nobody was assisting you. You didn't have
Listen,
fucking,
even Dave used to tell me, he goes, to him, one of my most impressive strongman feats was the seated dumbbell curls. So he couldn't believe I was doing 150s, 180s. Dave said that's incredible. And I tell
I
you the
seen
truth,
you do.
I don't know anybody till today that did those seated curls like that, alternate the dumbbell curls at
No,
219. You know?
at 219, you were, and
Yeah.
bro, again, like I know a few of the guys in there are getting stupid. Oh, that Barbarian Brothers, bullshit. I was out there. First of all, the Barbarian Brothers were not even stronger than Victor Richards. Second of all,
Right.
Jimmy had a bodybuilder's physique. He had,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, okay, I knew him. He had
Right.
he had a small waist. He come out, he had spandex on. He had a small butt, narrow hips, and then he come out like
Ill
this.
spandex.
He didn't have that big fucking ass that fucking, he wasn't walking out there like, some of these guys
No.
like Barbarian Brothers, like 260, 270 pounds in the off
Yeah.
season. You're comparing apples and oranges. You
Yeah.
know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
These
I know.
guys don't get that. You know, plus not for
Yeah.
nothing, not for nothing. But the key to everything is Jimmy was a working man. This fucking guy, when he did the bench press with the 600, when I was spotting him, I
After work.
remember telling me, I just finished doing a whole bunch of, he used to work on floors,
Yeah, I used to
right?
do marble, and my
These
brother
guys,
back
these
in.
guys
Yeah.
on it. These guys go to the gym all day, smoke a cigarette, throw a fart, go work out, go to lay on the beach and shit, come
Yeah.
back, work out a second time, Jimmy had to go to work. He fucking
Yeah.
worked.
I worked. Yeah. I don't know.
And he
It's just,
worked labor. Fucking, he was out there
Yeah.
fucking putting
That's
down wood
tough.
floors and shit back then, right? Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, that's why when that guy texts me, nobody wants you on the show, you cripple fuck. I'm saying to myself, I don't know how old this guy is that said that.
It's
I'm
a punk. It's a
66.
it's a
You know,
troll.
I broke my ass my whole life doing, like you said, labor. Wood floors, fucking trucks, fucking marble, mud jobs. I mean, I did for a lot of years, man. So now I'm at an age where I'm feeling it. You know what I mean? So, when you're younger, you think you're instructible. You're gonna last forever. I never thought about my future like that. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
never said, oh, I better slow down because when I'm in my 60s, I'm gonna feel. No, I didn't. I never said that
Now you
when I was
thought
in my.
that would never. I remember watching baseball players, and I'm watching him and saying, "Oh, he lost his legs. He can't run like he used to." And I'm like, "Dude, I'll always
Yeah,
be." I was a fast runner, so I was like,
Yeah.
"I'll always be able to run." Now
yeah.
you and I are walking together. Hey, Jimmy.
Reality.
Right. I don't even want to get out of the car, go to the supermarket.
Me
You
neither. I
know,
told my girlfriend because I got bad. Me and Lee Priest, we got that bad sciatica going.
I got
So
that too. Yeah.
I know. I was
Yeah.
with you. I'm going to be with you in a couple of weeks, but Lee. But we were like, "Fuck! I got to get my girlfriend to push me in the airport on a fucking wheelchair for Christ's sake. I can't walk across the whole airport."
I tell
But
you one thing. Last time I went to Alabama, I brought like a duffel bag.
yeah,
Like those big military duffel bags. You carry it.
yeah.
I ain't fucking never doing that again, man. I'm telling
No,
you right
fuck
now.
that.
I was suffering through the airports with that bag, man. I'm gonna get one of those old roller suitcases with the
Like
wheels on it.
Larry.
Yeah,
Larry had
yeah,
that
man.
suitcase.
There's no way I'm carrying a duffel bag again.
I used to
It's
tell Larry, "You got a dead body in that suitcase," because he'd push her.
Well, he uses it to
That's
he
tough.
uses it. I know what he's doing. He's using it to support his back, and I get it.
Yeah.
When you got pain like that. I mean, when I go to the supermarket, I when I
Oh
grab
my
the
god.
cart, I lean on it
Me
on
too. I
the
walk around like
Yeah.
this.
yeah. Yeah, I lean
Yeah.
on it. I don't stand up and walk around unless I happen to have a good day and I feel good. Otherwise, I'm leaning on the cart and walking around. You know what I mean?
Me too. Before my back surgery, all the time, but even after it now,
Yeah.
sometimes it's just tight, and I lean as I walk down the
Me
aisle.
too.
So
God,
I'm crazy in my old age, Joe. I go to the supermarket, I complain about the fucking wagon. It's too high. And so when you go to the cashier, the fucking wagon is high here and
Yeah.
low over there, right? Who the fuck designed this? I'm trying to get shit out of the wagon and I
Yeah.
got to lean over this fucking high handle because the
The
wagon
handle.
goes like this, right? What I said, it should be the other way around. I said, what? How come I
Yeah.
got to lean? I got to go to the side and unload shit. I don't know who designed that. Anyway, and then, I'm like, I'm again like an old Italian man. I go to the supermarket and I go through about 3 or 4 wagons. I check the wheels. I spin it around. I take the cart. I spin it this way. I spin it that way because you get a cart with a
Oh, with
fucked
the
up
fucking
wheel.
wheel.
And I go in the supermarket and my
Oh,
fucking wagon's going, ba-thum, ba-thum, ba-thum.
drives
Bro,
you
I want to
insane.
lose my fucking mind.
I
I sometimes I find a
all time.
wagon like is one of the workers are using a wagon like he's throwing like stuff that don't belong on the
And you
shelves in his
swap it like
wagon.
I do, right?
Yeah, I swap it. I make sure nobody's around, right? I go up to his wagon, I say, fuck this guy, and I take all the shit out of his wagon, I put it in my wagon.
I did that yesterday. I
Yeah,
do the same. And you know
yeah,
what? Certain
yeah,
stores like Walmart, because they got savages in the parking lot, they're fucking around with
yeah,
the wagons. I'm like, dude, is there
yeah.
one wagon that doesn't have that fucking wheel?
Retard
I
Right?
wheel.
fucking I can't
Fucking wheels and
stand it, bro.
circles.
I
Yeah.
I don't I can't stand noises like in my car. If I hear a squeak, I'm fucking lose my mind. I go to the mechanic. He's like, Jimmy, really? He goes, you got a squeak. Oh, you got a 2016 Jeep. I says, I don't give a fuck. This squeak is killing me. You gotta find it. You know what I mean? And I'm under there with the can spraying everything under the Jeep. You know what I mean? 'Cause I'm like nuts. I'm nuts. I can't stand noise, man. Noise
I hate
kills
that
me.
shit too. I hate it.
Yeah.
And then everybody in the fucking supermarket, you pass by young people and they all stink like marijuana. I'm like, holy shit.
And let me tell you, that's another thing I want to say. So when I was younger, when I was in the Marine Corps in the 70s, I smoked pot, back then. But we smoked like we used to get like Acapulco Gold, I mean, the weed. I liked the smell of weed when I was a kid. I used to love it. When my friend used to light up, man, I used to smell. I used to love. Today, I don't do nothing today. But when
It's
I'm on the
nasty,
highway,
right?
I smell it. It smells
Yeah.
like shit,
On the
right?
top
I'm
of
like,
the
what
It's
the
highway.
fuck are
potent.
they smoking?
Disgusting.
But they
It,
don't
it,
even.
it,
At
it,
one time, Lucia and I would drive by a car. Sometimes they got the window open, and I
yeah,
could smell. They're not even cooking it. I could smell the fucking. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Oh, it's full
But,
of it. Yeah.
but wait a minute. What
Yeah,
about
it
you
does.
guys?
It doesn't even smell good. Like I don't know what they're smoking out there, but the shit I smoked when I was a kid,
Smells
it smelled
awful.
fucking good.
But
You
when
know
we
what I
were
mean?
kid,
But
when we were young, I never smoked it in my life. But the kids around me that would smoke it would do them little joints. Now today it's blunts. It's the fucking.
Oh,
I take the cigar.
no, I did. We used to do those little skinny little
Skinny
fucking
little
things, man.
white joints of
Yeah,
the
right.
paper.
Yeah.
Right.
It was
I
more
never
paper
did that, but the kids
than it
around me
was.
did it.
Yeah. When I was young, when I went in the Marine Corps, I was fucking 18, 17, 18 years old, man. Everybody smoked pot in the Marine Corps, believe it or not. I used to go visit my friends. They were in the paratroop in 80s. I forget what it was. Where they I was down in North Carolina,
Right.
and I used to go Greenport. I forget the fucking name of Cherry Point. Cherry Point. I used to go up there. My friends used to be in the warehouse packing parachutes, and they had the music blasting, and they were all smoking weed and they're packing chutes. And I'm like, I'll never fucking jump out of a plane. These fucking guys packing. You know what I mean? I'm like,
The
there's
whole
no
thing up.
fucking way. This fucking guy gonna forget to even put his chute in the fucking pack. You know what I mean?
Really,
But they were packing chutes, man, and
I could never.
they got
You never.
a lot of May West. I was at Anglico. My last duty station was Anglico. That was air recon, right?
Right.
So our job was I never jumped because I got out before I jumped, thank God. But anyway, you 5 guys would jump out of a plane and jump into enemy territory at night. That was the job, right? And then you had to wait till morning, and you had to sight the enemy, and you got to do the grid on the map and all that, and you got to call in the airstrike, and then you got to beeline out of there and get picked up, before dark, and
Right.
they take you right, and they used to pick you up with a spider rope they call, so the chopper would come over,
popping out of the top.
and it was just they dropped the line down, and it had like
Fuck
knots on
that.
and so they
Hang on,
dropped the
man.
line down, right? Yeah. So the first guy would grab the line and go up, right? And then the second guy was behind him, run behind him. He grabbed the rope and he go. So as the chopper takes off, everybody's on that line,
Yep.
and they drop you off. If you came in with a chopper, they did it the same way. But the jump school, you jump out of the plane into enemy territory, And those
Did you-
guys know why you're there. So if they see you jumping at night or they hear the plane, they know why you're fucking there. You're reconnaissance. You're going to be calling in airstrikes on them. That's what.
Yeah.
Did
That's
you
what we
ever
did.
jump out of a plane?
I never did because every time I was up to go to jump school, it got canceled because it was overcrowded, right? So I never got to really jump. But
I couldn't do that shit, bro.
I
There's no
thank
way.
God I didn't, bro. I didn't want to fucking jump, but I had to.
Okay.
Dude,
Yeah.
it just looking over. If I'm on a tall building and I look over the side, I'm like, oh god. Do you ever hear Joe Zapata did that?
And these are fucking D rings, so you got like a ring and you're standing at the fucking door. It's a lot of guys hook the thing, or you could jump and pull your lines. Fuck that. I never.
Yeah,
did that,
fuck
man.
that shit.
I got,
Joseph-
you know how many friends I got fucked up with this thing called May West. So 2 guys, guys are jumping out,
Hey,
right?
West. Yeah.
Yeah, it's called the May West. So what happens is when everybody jumps out, your lifelines that hold up the
Uh-huh.
chute on the top, they get tangled up, and your chute starts doing this shit. So you're coming down, you're coming
Yes.
down like this, right?
Oh fuck.
But you're swinging because your chute is turning. And what happens is that there's a guy over here, your chute, your body will go into his lifelines, right? You hit him, and now the both of you is on his chute, and you're coming down extra fast, because 2 guys on one chute. And
Too heavy,
I have
yeah.
a lot of my friends got, my friend John Shea, he hit a stop sign on the way down. He got out of the medical.
Oh.
Yeah, because the
Oh,
wind took him
fuck.
and just took him right into a stop sign. He hit his back in the stop sign. He got out. A lot of guys got fucked up with that.
That's
shit,
fucked up. Hitting a
Yeah,
stop
so
sign.
yeah,
Joe
hit a stop sign.
Zapata, Jimmy told me that he one time went like 25 stories up on a mountain, and he had to do bungee cord, right? He was doing a bungee
Yeah.
with somebody, and he
Right.
said to get the bungee on, he said he looked over and he couldn't believe, like he was like, oh fuck, and he
I
was like,
wouldn't
I don't
do
know if
that.
I could do this, and they said,
Yeah.
don't worry about it, you could do it. Just relax. on the
Yeah.
count of 3. 1,
Pushed him.
2, and he pushed him.
Oh,
And he said,
shit.
he said, now you're on a rubber band, and he said you come
No
way
way.
down towards the ground and it bounced. And he said he shit his pants. He said it
I
was the
shit
scariest
myself.
fucking thing.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. I could
I
not do
could
that.
I
Me
could
neither.
never. You couldn't get me on a bungee cord for
No
shit, man.
way. Well, my luck would snap, or I'd be the one that slaps off the ground and fucking gets
I did
Makes me
parasailing in Lake George once. I was shitting in my fucking pants, man.
Oh, I don't know how
You
you
know,
did.
that's
Oh,
with the speedboat. You know, when the speedboat
Yeah.
rolls you, and then you know,
my
yeah, and you're
daughter's
up there
done that.
parasailing with the. I was shitting in my pants. I couldn't wait to get the fuck down because the
No
guy
way.
turns around. When he turns around, the chute starts to come down because he's making a U-turn, so you don't have that pressure on you no more.
Yeah,
So you
gotta
start
catch you.
sinking, right? Yeah, I did it once. I said I'll never fucking do it again.
I couldn't do that. I'd be
You know,
too worried. Like, how the fuck
that's-
am I gonna get down from it? My daughter did that shit, but I'm fuck that. I can't.
I just don't like heights, man. I'm not a height guy. I don't like
Me
heights,
neither.
You know? It's,
Me neither. Heights or
yeah.
claustrophobic. You know what I'm saying? Imagine being locked in that
You
fucking.
know, it's yeah.
a
I mean,
class-
I like a lot of shit happened to me like in the Marine Corps. I was in a comm outfit in the beginning. You know, so I was 6 comm, and we used to run wire. We had and we were in a combat. You know, it was of course it was games. You know, combat games. But I used to climb the pine trees in North Carolina. We had to run the lines all up in the pine trees, way up there in the fucking pine trees, bro. The fucking wind be blowing the fucking. I'm hanging onto the fucking pine trees going up there. You know, I'm shitting in my pants. I climbed for weeks up there, man. I had no more clothes left. All my clothes got ripped apart. I was using duct tape to keep my pants together because I shredded everything up in the trees. You know, all the sap. And I got a meritorious promotion over doing that, but I broke my ass. But I was, you know, always up in the trees, you know, and then we did the desert. Never forget that we had a buried line in the desert.
I
And
think I
then
saw a
had,
picture of you in the desert. Were
Yeah, I
you
was in
near
the
a
desert,
tank
yeah.
or you were on a tank or were you? Was it a
Yeah, so we used to run
Humvee or
wire
something?
out there, right? Yeah, that's what we did.
Yeah.
So we used to run wire. We had to bury wire, man. 20 fucking miles of wire, right? It was like a sentence, like a punishment, you know. So the Jeep had the A-frame with the wire, and then there was a crew in the back. We had to bury it while the Jeep was ahead of us with the wire, you know. And then we had war games. So what happened is the enemy, you know, wore like the black band and we had the red band. They used to cut the line on us, you know. So we had to
Right.
troubleshoot it. You know, tanks would run over it, like a tank would see the line and he would spin on the wire. Then we would take off, and then the other Marines would hide like shallow graves. You know, you can't see them when you're like half a mile away or whatever because they're in these shallow. You know, you dig out a little shallow grave and you lay in it. You know what I mean?
That's
So,
crazy.
yeah, we used to go there, and then they used to pop up and shoot us with the blank machine guns and shit. You know, and there's an officer there. You down, you dead, you down, you down. You gotta lay down. You know. Then one time they got a medevac came, right? So we had to get the wounded out of here on stretchers. So we had to do the whole thing. So here comes this chopper with the Red Cross on it, right? So we start getting our wounded. We got the stretchers, and we start going over to the chopper. And all of a sudden, it was the enemy. They jump out of the chopper. And they start shooting. They start shooting us shit.
Oh
you know,
shit!
with the wounded, and
You're
they're like,
welcome.
you know, yeah, it was like the officer, like, you down, you're dead. I said, I'm
You
not,
gotta
I'm not
check.
dead. He goes,
Yeah.
you're dead. Get down. You know, anyway, we had a lot of fun.
That's a little dirty pool they're playing with that one. Though.
Yeah, they
That is
snuck
dirty.
yeah,
They tricked you.
they were in the chopper. Yeah,
I mean, you would know
yeah.
if the fuck it. You know what I'm
Tricked
saying?
us,
If it's
man.
the wrong chopper. You know what I'm saying? But
No, they used
anyway.
they painted. They used it was like a U.S. Marines chopper.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But it was them inside. Yeah, yeah.
What were they?
But it was just a war game. I don't think
Back then it was
that
the
probably wouldn't
the
happen in real
Vietnamese,
combat.
right?
You know what I mean? But
Was it the Vietnamese? You were like you were thinking like I had a Viet Cong and shit like that. Were you thinking of that like the Vietnamese? Who was your enemy back then? Like, you know.
yeah, it would have been Vietnam because we were just out of that era. It was in the 70s.
Yeah, you and I just missed it because I'm your age.
Yeah.
I'm turned 66. So you and I
Yeah.
just missed Viet. I remember signing up for the draft for that shit. You know.
Yeah,
And it ended.
in '76. They were still actually pulling out of Vietnam in
Right.
'76.
Yeah, we were already 16 years old. You know?
Yeah, a lot of my drill instructors were in Vietnam. You
Right.
know, and when they were training us, and they, you know, they used to put pictures up in the barracks. Man, a guy's head's blown off and all kinds of shit. Get up in the morning to see that. They were crazy bastards, man.
Yeah, they
I'll
were
never
good.
forget this one guy, our neighbor, the next building over. There was a staff sergeant. I forget his name. Staff Sergeant Young. I forget his name. He was a big. He was a you know, black African American guy.
Right.
Big, and he was used to jog. You know, And we used to look out the window at him and say, "Holy shit, look at this motherfucker. He had knots on his back, you know. This is back in the 70s, right?" So one of the drill instructors told us, you know, he passed the information out. He goes, "Don't ever fuck with him." He said, "That guy he went into an enemy camp in Vietnam and he killed like 4 or 5 Vietnamese guys with a shovel.
Oh, fuck.
He hacked them up and he got all kinds of medals and shit, you know." I'm like, that's a serious dude right
That's a
there.
badass. Yeah.
Today,
Yeah.
today they'd be like, "That's a murderer. What a
Oh.
murderer."
Couldn't
Yeah,
have just
whatever.
walked them down.
The anti-American people.
Yeah, so the shovels, you know, the shovels we had back there, Greg, they were
Old
They were-
one.
yeah, you could so it, you know, it looked like a smoky hat, but it had a little knob where you could you know, unlock it, and then
Yeah.
the top folds down, and then you lock it tight again, right? So
Yeah.
now you got a weapon, right? It's like a hoe.
Yeah.
And that's what he used in that camp. And
That's very innovative.
That's what
Listen,
it takes, man.
it's
Yeah.
a life or death situation. You
Yeah.
know?
Thank God he was able to do it. It saved his ass, man.
Yeah, he did it, man, and you know, he didn't want to fire shots, so he just hacked these guys up, and he got all kinds of medals, you know. So we used to look at the after we heard that story, we used to look at him and say, "He's a serious dude right there." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't want to
Definitely.
fuck with him, and he had that deep voice too. He used to come in our barracks once in a while, and he used to yell, you know. And I was like, "Oh, it's crazy." You know, he was impressionable. You know, I was young. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But
But
that guy's a fucking war hero, though. You know.
yeah, he
Absolutely.
is, man.
Oh, I look at it that
Worst
way.
of
Absolutely.
circumstances, that fucking whole thing, and he came out of it.
100%.
You know.
100%.
Yeah, there's not a lot of men like that left.
No,
too much
no,
anymore,
there's not.
anyway.
But you know
Yeah.
what, Jimmy? We're gonna have to run because I have to get going. It's after we've been on here for 2
Yeah,
hours.
we've been on for a while. Sorry, I didn't get to all
I'll
the
call
time.
you, Jimmy. I'll call
Thank
you.
you,
You know.
and thank you so much.
Yeah,
Jimmy, everybody loves that you're here, brother. We got to do it
yeah,
again.
thank you, man. I love being here.
You know.
I got to talk to you
Anytime you
also,
want, bro.
Greg. I was. That's why I was calling you.
Yeah.
I'm glad I got on Joe's show anyway, but I had to ask you a question. So
Yeah, I'll call you. I'll call you as soon as I get off here.
yeah, it was important, you know.
All right, I'll call you right now as soon as I get off. I get the phone.
Yeah. Yeah.
All
Don't
right.
leave me no texts like I'm a crippled fuck and you know I shouldn't be on the show. No,
Oh,
no
fuck
text
this
nothing like
guy.
that.
No, these fucking people.
Uh,
And don't be showing. And one of them, don't be showing up in the fucking gym because then there's going to be trouble. You know what I'm saying? The guy's asking me, "Can I show up at the gym?" You can't do that. I got a
What
private
gym?
life. The gym I train at. He's like, "Oh, can I train and can I show up and watch you train?" Nobody's watching me train. You know what I'm saying? If you show up at the gym, there's going to be fucking issues. My friend owns the gym. He'll have you fucking arrested for trespassing. You have to have a special key to get in and all that shit.
look,
The guy-
Greg, look what this guy's saying over here.
Columbo.
Paul Till wrote.
He said he's gonna have a show.
He sees Jimmy and Greg.
No. David's
Dave
not.
can come on too, man. Let's have a fucking
Listen,
party.
Dave he don't care.
Yeah,
Dave's
He's
good.
not.
all having
He's
fun,
not
man.
like that. He-
Dave
he's
also
all-
knows that we're doing. You know, he knows we're doing. He said, Dave's good. He's not bad at all.
Yeah, Dave's
You know what I
welcome
mean?
anytime, man. Anybody from Dave's show, of course.
Yes.
Look,
Uh,
this
Keith
guy's saying he
Russell,
met me at
You
me
met
at the
at
Arnold.
empty stage, so that must have been like back in '08, right? When you guys had the booth there
At the Arnold?
Yeah.
at the Arnold.
Well, I was with Jimmy. We were all together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
No,
did
it was
both, yeah.
probably the '90s, right? Like
No, it was in the 2000s.
Well, I think the last one you had was '08.
Well, because then Dave stopped working there and
that
then
was
went
the
on to
first
RX.
year I went there. Yeah, Dave and John left in '09.
Well, I used to go all the time with Metrics too.
Yes.
And we're
Yes,
otherwise
you're thinking of
supposed to be.
metrics, but you were with me and everybody at MD too. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Remember you and I'd be out there? Yeah.
Wow,
Great
you
times.
know, Greg. I tell you, man, we go so far back. It's like unbelievable.
You
how
don't
the years-
realize it seems like that was just a couple of years ago. Now you took a 20. So I met you first time. in the
Yeah, because
world.
me and you were just talking the other day. We were saying we did something, and I said it was like somebody, you know, it wasn't that long ago. And
Yeah.
you said no, it's 20 fucking years.
Yeah, that was 20 years ago.
I
Yeah,
forget
you
what we were talking about.
I
And
forgot
was
too,
like,
you
wait
were
a
telling me,
minute,
then I'm
20
like-
fucking years.
And then you're like, holy shit. You were like, yeah, it was like
Yeah.
5 years ago or something.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
no, it was 20 years.
Yep.
It was
When did
25
we do that
years.
video when the girls were? I was dreaming. I thought I
That
was in
was
Italy.
that was almost 20 years ago.
Holy
That was like
shit.
it was 2020, 2007, 2008, something like that.
We did a whole skit. Dave, remember you were mad? Dave
Yeah,
put it
yeah.
up.
Yeah, because 1 minute Steve Bleckman was going to do it, and then like then I gave it to Dave, and Dave didn't want to put it up because he was worried about getting strikes on it. You know what I mean? All that.
Yeah.
Because we went to eat at that Little Italy place where we used to go to eat. That place is not even open anymore. Angelo.
It burned down.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
shame,
That
man.
was a
Jimmy,
good
seems
place.
like just yesterday, but that was like close to 20 years ago.
I can't fucking believe that.
I know.
I remember going through the kitchen,
Yeah,
eating
you and I were in the kitchen. We were eating with the
That
fucking.
clip was fucking awesome. Yeah, it was a
Yeah,
piss.
We were eating all that shit. Yeah, it was good.
that should have
And you
been the
go
fucking.
to the
That
back.
should have been like the next Goodfellas movie. That fucking
Yeah.
video. we
And you
did,
know what's
man.
funny, Jimmy? In the end, I did a little skit with you where you were talking on a phone, and it was a flip phone, and you like that. If you remember, you put the flip phone down. I'll show you the video.
Weren't we eating in the back of the restaurant? We were eating.
Yeah,
pasta
we're eating in the
of-
back of the restaurant. We did the
Yeah.
video back there. And that's back when the flip phones were the thing. They didn't even have iPhones or
Yeah,
even
yeah, yeah,
Blackberries.
yeah. It was high-tech.
It's way before all that.
I think
That's
I
how
had
long
a,
ago that
I had a Nextel. I think.
No, it's before Nextel. You had a flip. You were talking, and then you went
Oh, was it?
like this, and you put it down.
Razor phone.
I'll show you the video. That's how long ago this was.
I can't believe it was that long ago, Greg.
Awesome.
It just seems like Jimmy. I remember meeting in the early '90s in World's Gym. That's when the first time
Yeah.
I met you. You were Rita. That girl's jacked. You know. What I mean? It took a long time. I mean, time goes fast. It's just unfucking.
I can't believe it, man. I can't believe it.
It's just unbelievable. I mean,
Yeah.
this shit's crazy.
You ever see that movie? You ever see that movie? That cartoon Shrek? When not Shrek, the superhero guy. I forget his name. His wife, she stretched, and he was the fuck was the name of that movie?
Fantastic Four.
I forget. It was a cartoon, but the guy had blonde hair. And he had big body and small legs. You know, he was like a superhero. But anyway, I was
Johnny
watching-
Bravo. Johnny Bravo.
What is it?
Yeah,
Johnny
Johnny
Bravo.
Bravo. Not
I'm not
Johnny
sure.
Bravo. Not John Bravo.
Not
Or
the,
the guy.
not the YouTube Johnny Bravo, the cartoon. He had like the pompadour and the sunglasses, but he had like a big fucking wide shoulders and a little fucking. It looked like a
Yes,
chick.
anyway, I remember there was one scene where he was, he wasn't a superhero anymore, and he was in his office like I am, right? And he was looking at all the shit he did, rescuing this one, rescuing that, and he was putting his head down because he was older, and so I related to it. I'm looking at all my pictures, I'm like, holy shit. Who is that guy? I was relating to the cartoon.
I'll tell you exactly another one that's parallel to that. SpongeBob and Patrick were obsessed with Aquaman, and he was like their
Right.
version of Superman.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like,
Barnacle.
we need to go find Aquaman. So they find out where he lives. They go and they knock on the door, and a fucking shrivelly old man answers the door, and they go, "You're here to see
They're
Aquaman."
in an old age home.
That's me. And he goes, "You're not Aquaman. Aquaman's big." And the guy goes, "Hold on a second." He runs in, gets his uniform, puts it on, it's all dry. He goes, "Look, it's me." And they're like, "No, you're Aquaman.
Yeah,
You can't be
ruined
old."
their whole-
You know what I mean? Like, and that's the way.
Mermaid Man, Greg, Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy. It was
Barnacle
beside
Boy, yeah. Yes.
As my kids
That's
used
great.
to watch. Like,
But I mean,
the
like-
same thing. Yeah.
But Joe,
This is
that
our kid.
episode, when you see that, I knew what they meant because you know what I mean. I even my father was always a big rugged guy, you know what I mean. And then when you see him at the end, towards the end of their life, you're like, I
That
can't believe
feeble.
that's it. Like when you see that old man, it's not the same fucking guy that I grew up with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what's
Yeah,
That's
happening
why I
to us.
stay in the gym, man.
That's what's
Listen,
happening.
I try to stay in the gym, Greg, because I don't want to be that guy. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, me too. But I mean,
Yeah.
there's that video of you and I walking in the hallway in Alabama. We're both kind of like we're turning and looking at each other. And people are like, look at these fucking guys. You know what I mean?
I know.
We're like, hey, listen, we're old warriors now, bro. But
Sometimes I'll be walking I'll be walking past it. I get out of the car and I'm walking to the store, and I'm walking towards the door, but I got to pass all the windows before I get to the door, right? So
Right.
I'll be
See the
walking,
reflection.
and then I look in my reflection in the window, and I'm bent over walking. I'm just like, holy shit! And I try to straighten out, and
Yeah,
walk.
exercise.
I don't realize I'm bent over until I look at the fucking reflection. You know what I mean?
You're walking old.
That's funny because my
Yeah,
girlfriend
yeah.
tells me the same thing. Stand up straight because sometimes I do. And she
Walk
doesn't like
like
when
an
I
old
push the wagon like that. She's like,
Yeah.
you look like you're an old man. Like pushing a wagon. You know what I'm saying?
We'll fight it till then, boys. This old age thing. Guys, that's gonna do it for us on
Thank you,
this
guys.
week's
Jimmy,
episode
thank you
of
so much for showing
Ammannomics.
up.
Of course, Jimmy, the
Oh,
Bull
absolutely.
Pellechia, thank you so
Yes,
much for jumping
good
on.
shit.
Absolutely.
And yeah, this was great, man. Anytime, Jimmy. You're always
We got to
welcome.
get Jimmy in the
Thank you.
magazine, Joe, the last bodybuilding magazine. You know, Joe
I
runs
would
the
love
last
to.
bodybuilding magazine, Jimmy. Look,
I
the
would
What is
love
that
to
called?
have Jimmy do
The last
something.
hurrah? What is
Yeah,
that called?
The last,
look,
last one. Last of
it's
the
a
most
Newcastle Sport
the last,
magazine.
the last exit.
last exit to
John
Brooklyn.
Ramon, Lee Priest was writing with him. Lee was writing.
All
it.
right, really?
Yeah, look, it's
Yeah,
the
Lee
same.
used to
Like
do
it's
it
like
all.
all the magazines, the ads with hot chicks, and
Oh,
then
yeah,
you
yeah,
got
yeah. Whose magazine is that?
Joe right here, Joe
Oh,
Pietaro.
oh, oh,
Look,
oh, okay.
there's a picture of
Oh,
me
all
and Bob.
right. Yeah, I had no
Still
idea.
doing it.
Yeah, see,
Still doing it. There's Greg
right, I'm
leading
still
off.
doing it. Instead of the
Yeah, I
random
had no
freak.
idea. All right.
Wait, I can't see because instead of the
That's
random
great.
freak, it's called Talking Smack. There's my friend Steve Z who wants to meet you. I can't. Wait, you can't see him right there. Him. And then there's
Oh,
me
yeah,
and
I
Bob.
see him. I see him.
Me
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Bob Bonham. Me and Bob right there.
Bob
You
and
know.
Sean.
Yep, yep.
and
Wow, look at
Sacramento.
that, man.
Yeah, we were young.
Fucking
But Jimmy,
Bob.
we got to do something with Jimmy. We got to get him in the
Let's
magazine,
talk
man.
to Jimmy. Yeah, we'll talk, bro.
Yeah,
Let's
we'll
talk
talk.
and
Definitely, man.
get
Yeah.
something with you and something, man.
All right,
Thank
Jimmy,
you
I
so
love
much
you. I'm
for
gonna call you in a minute.
All right, love you guys too.
Thank-
All right.
Love
Great
you,
job
Jimmy.
as always. Love you, brother. Guys, we will
I
see
love
you
you too.
next Wednesday. Take care. Thanks a lot,
Thank you.
guys.
Love you
See you
guys.
later. All right, ciao.
I'm gonna call you, Jimmy.
All right.
Please show me an hour with Valentino and Joe P. New York guineas on the loose, New York guineas on the juice, New York guineas are the truth. Please enjoy our show, and maybe your masseuse is listening too, so give her a splooge. Greg and Joe, Joe and Greg, Joe and Greg, Greg and Joe. I can't come up with any lyrics, so just start the fucking show, bro. And let's hope our two guineas on a no-show. Please show me an hour with Valentino and Joe P. New York.